I've been inside being pasty, if anything.
Damn, Tote. Sacrifice the other beer, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
Let me know when we live, and also you can't see AD at all.
You can't?
No, the camera angles are always fucked up. And also, I think that the desk being so straight into the camera is really dumb. Because imagine it was like tilted.
A little bit.
It would be so much easier to see two people sitting on one side, you know, when you have three guests. That's just something I've been thinking about.
But it's because it's two black people on this side.
Well, you guys might be weighing it down on that side, yeah, a little bit.
Weighing it down. Hey, you got a lighter? Can you drink it from me too? Hey, low key.
Okay, the first thing I want to say on here, you know what I was thinking about? You know on I Get Around by Tupac? And
of course.
Much like most Tupac songs, there's like a couple random guys rapping on it, you know? It's like kind of like a weird thing about Tupac is that some of his best records have just random dudes that you never heard from again rapping on it.
Which is fire.
When I was a kid, I remember this day, I got like a flashback. The weekend is made for Michelob.
Keep it going.
But it's a Friday, so just let me hit it though. Either way, when I was a kid, I heard that line before I knew that Michelob was a kind of beer.
I still don't.
I didn't know Michelob was a beer either.
Are you
I didn't
serious?
know that until you just said that right now.
Well, that completely changes the dynamic of this conversation because I was like making fun of myself for not knowing what it was when I was like 10. But that's kind of a beautiful word, Michelob.
I never knew that was a beer until right now.
Are they still like available?
Fuck no.
I believe, yeah, right?
I'm not a beer man though. I'm a tequila guy.
I'm not a beer man either. I never really been a big fan. Is that your cranberry citrus? Mm-hmm. Okay, just want to make sure because it was here before you guys got here.
No, I sat it here, went to the bathroom, and then came back.
I could have swore that shit's been there for 2 days.
No, it's cool. I just took it out the fridge.
No, but it was one here like 2 days ago that was in the same place.
Do we know if the coronavirus has been good or bad for Corona?
Probably been great.
You think it's good?
Remember it's Corona time.
But it's been like a year, so it's kind of like, has everybody just gone back to thinking of Corona like they thought about Corona beforehand, which is that it's just another beer and it's possibly more affiliated with Mexican people?
Don't Snoop got a Corona commercial or it's a Bud Light? No, it's Corona, I think.
I feel like Snoop has like a everything commercial at this point in his life, so I'm not really gonna like base my feelings on Corona on that.
Or people might be associating the city of Corona with the vibe.
Well, there's no doubt about that in my mind that living there has had to have been hard over the last year.
Living in Corona.
This must be kind of odd, you know?
Corona sucks.
Like
Corona's boring, yes.
You're like talking to people. They're like, oh, where are you from? Like, I'm from Corona. I'm like, what?
It's like an entire city that has been created to just house all of the fucking Corona patients, much like Australia was like originally filled with like inmates from the UK.
Yeah, that's a fact.
They would just take all. Is that true, or did I just make that up at some point? That's like an old wives' tale. They would take all the prisoners and just bring them to this crazy island.
It's a random island.
Kangaroo Island.
I kind of love that idea. LA should have that.
What if like Alcatraz became like somewhere where people just lived? Like, they just turned Rikers Island into,
or like Rikers Island,
Rikers.
nigga said Rutgers.
No, but there's when you're in Long Beach on the beach, there's like a is it like a trash thing? Like you can see like an island of garbage when you're like standing on the beach, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's not garbage. Maybe it's just like another place.
Skid Road on the ice.
But what do you think of that?
Skid Row on water.
Instead of because I've been watching a lot of those fucking prison shows. And in some of the worst countries, like in the Philippines and shit, bro, the prisoners just basically run the prison. Like they're not in denial about
the fact. You watching the Netflix shit, huh?
Yes, because like
which one?
But as the one you're watching, like it's like
the
sort
guy.
of it's like a light skinned like Australian or no, it's like a UK dude or whatever.
He got wrongly in prison.
Yes, that guy.
You seen that? So did you see the one when he went to Paraguay? Well, I don't know how to fucking say it.
Paraguay. But I've only watched a couple episodes. I saw him go to Cape Town and I saw him go to the Philippines.
Bro, those were terrible, bro.
The Cape Town one was bad?
Bro, one of them, everybody had a knife in prison, bro.
What?
They're just smoking drugs and they just got knives, everybody, bro.
The gangs in South Africa are so gnarly in prison that they don't ever let the people be around each other. Like everybody stays in their fucking things, like blocked off with their own gang, like at all times. But the Philippines one is really what fucked me up because it's so crowded. Picture like instead of cells or whatever, it's just a giant fucking room and everyone, like grown men sleeping in a full snuggle position like me and AD back in the day.
Pause, no. Do not put that on me.
I won't put the devil on you. But straight grown men sleeping in the snuggle position and shit because there's no room, and the guards just accept it. They're like, this is how it is. It's like, it would be like if the American guards in prison at some point were just like, there's a bunch of gangs, just let them sort it out.
but that was like the they had fucking they had a lady come and sing for them, and they're all doing like dance routines and shit like that. It was not like prison, bro.
And what was insane too is that when your family
Yes.
when your family comes to visit you, your family is visiting you around all the other crazy ass prisoners. Nobody is separated. So you got like some guy with mad face tattoos staring at you while you're just sitting there talking to your mom.
Yeah, I'm like, what if somebody
And
just
it-
stabbed your dad or
and
something?
It doesn't seem like that is off limits. Like that probably happens all the time.
And it's one guard for 400 or 500 inmates, bro.
Oh, they got that.
yeah.
Watching that shit if I was like staring down the barrel of like a 10-year prison sentence, watching that shit would make me feel better because I would at least know that in prison in America seems pretty fucking tame in comparison.
Bro.
Nah, when I was young and like I had a couple like cases I was like on trial for, and I was like maybe like 16, and I don't know why I was like watching like Lockdown and shit like that before.
that's the worst shit to watch.
Before I had to like go to trial, and I'm like they're like trying to charge me as an adult and like give me like actual prison time and shit. That was the scariest shit of life, just watching Lockdown.
The movie Lockdown, right?
No, I meant Lockdown the show
Okay.
on MSNBC.
Oh no.
You feel like you watching that show on Netflix, World's Most Dangerous Prisons, where you feel like you really start to like you learn a lot about the local culture, but like the purely like the worst like most evil part of the culture, because you get to see like what basically happens with the people that are so out of control that they can't even stay on the outside. Not that there aren't people who obviously end up in there like for bad reasons, but you really get to see like the seediest aspect of the culture, that's one thing I always liked about going to a different country and riding bikes, is that you're riding bikes, you ride through the poor areas, you ride through the nice areas. It's just like you get to see everything. Watching these prison shows, you really get to see just the worst part of that society.
No, bro. Watching you get to the Greenland episode, bro, I couldn't believe it.
Really?
The best prison of all time, bro.
Really?
They had an inmate that they let leave until 9 p.m., bro. He has a job, and he tells the guy, he's like, oh, yeah, we got to wrap this up. I have a date before I have to go turn myself back in. Like,
That's
bro,
kind of fire.
Bro, they have kitchens. A nigga had a PS4, bro, with like 30 games, bro.
He was living.
Bro, and they give you a cell phone in that prison, bro.
They give you one.
They give you one.
That's almost like kind of encouraging people to like do.
That's like the argument that would keep them from doing that in America.
Yeah.
Bro, they had a nigga that went down for murder, right? And they're letting him hunt seals, bro. They give him rifles and shit. Like,
Nigga,
I'm like,
what?
this is the best shit of all time. Bro, watch that shit. It's crazy.
Yo, wait, was this true? Remember when like A$AP Rocky got fucking? Well, he was in Sweden,
right?
But didn't they say that it was like hella nice, like a hella nice jail?
I think generally speaking, their prisons are a lot nicer than ours. So he might have been kind of chilling. Also, you got to assume that if there's any sort of like PC, that he's probably in it. Damn, he gonna drop on his album. He's gonna be like, I was in Swedish and PC with the trans people or some shit. Like he got to work that into the bars on the album at some point, dude. That's gonna be lit.
Nah, I feel like he hasn't. I don't think he like dropped like a full album or something since then.
Oh, it's been like 4
I
years
know.
since he last put out a project.
When
I
he-
was thinking, I was listening to that project like 4 years ago. I remember feeling like, no offense to him, I think he's like, seems like a great guy and
You're
everything.
talking about testing, right?
Yes. Like I remember listening to that album and being like, there's nothing for me here. Like this is
Yeah.
not a good project. I can't believe what I'm listening to in a lot of ways. So it's kind of interesting. Like a 4-year break when you're a relatively young artist like him. I think he's like almost 30.
He's like 30 now.
Yeah. But I
Nigga's
mean,
dating Rihanna, bro. Who cares?
Yeah, he's
yeah.
lit.
No, he is lit enough that he don't got to put music out for sure. But also, like, he had a nice musical legacy going on for, like the early part of his career. Like, people really loved his music. And it's like, it would be a shame for him to kind of like leave that all on the shelf just so they could be hot and have a hot girlfriend.
So he could
The
be
nigga
hot.
has Calvin Klein ads, man.
Yeah, like he like
living a life, man.
He's just like a focal point, or just like a, like he's just
Okay,
A$AP Rocky
but if
already.
either of you got $1 million ad you start making $1 million from modeling tomorrow.
Sorry. See you, no jumper.
No, you're gonna rap more. Admit it. You're gonna rap more
Yeah.
because what the fuck else? You already have the money part of your life taken care of. You got more money than you could probably spend. I don't know if I agree with that. I think you could easily spend $1 million on drinking and jerking off in a year. Mad
And jerking off.
Mad OnlyFans subscriptions.
What?
Just blowing the bank.
This is what you think of me?
No, but I will say I agree with the fact that like I guess once you're more secure, then I guess it kind of just gives you more shit to rap. But I feel like a lot of people say the exact opposite, that they don't have anything to rap about anymore. Like they don't got like the struggle or some shit to relate to.
Yeah, but like for me, like there was a time period in my life where I totally stopped riding bikes because of the fact that I like felt like I was grinding so hard to like build a business and make money and stuff. And like now I'm kind of at the point in my life where it's like, well, I feel a bit more comfortable in terms of my business and everything. So maybe I need to like explore what I actually really feel the happiest doing. And it's like, that's one of the things that makes me really happy. So it's like, you
Petting
know,
your cat.
think that honestly is a good way to like figure out what you want to do in your life. Is imagine to yourself that you're making like 10 times as much money as you're making right now. So you basically don't have to give a fuck about anything that you're doing to make money. What would you then do with your time?
Yeah, that's
AD
a
would
fact.
drink.
Bro, what?
No, what would you do? Explore the inside of your mind
Yeah.
and tell us, like, what would you actually spend your time doing if the money of making money and surviving and, you know, even in a lot of ways, like making rap records and stuff in a big way. But you know, part of the reason why you're doing it is because you can make money off of it and it builds up your
go
career
perform,
and stuff.
yeah.
But say all that stuff's out the window. You're making $10 million a year.
If I had a limited money like that, I would try to make like an Iron Man suit or something like that. I would try to be,
go to the hood and
would try
fight
to-
the ops and they can shoot you and it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
I would try to be like Tony Stark or Bruce Wayne, bro. I would get like a suit that I can fly around, bro. Really be
Become
a
a
vigilante.
superhero. Yeah, why not?
Can we be honest? That's basically what Elon Musk did. He just like he like made PayPal or whatever the fuck with his homie, and then
He's the villain. He's like the Bond villain for me.
Nah, he's the hero. He's not the villain.
I'm talking about for me and my, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you battling Elon?
But what Elon Musk kind of like disproves what I just said though, because Elon Musk is someone who is basically the richest person in the world.
He is. Right?
He is now.
He's out here working like 15 hours a day. I don't know, maybe he chills a little bit more now than he used to, but I mean, he's like insanely productive. Like he's in there all the fucking time. But he's figured out that building these companies is the thing that makes him happy.
Yeah, no, exactly. And like building the companies and like having the different interests and the different subjects and different fields, I think is what keeps him like on his shit and like keep coming up with new and creative shit. You know, he got SpaceX, space shit, the Boring Company. He could fucking just drop a random flamethrower.
Didn't he made like a tequila, didn't he? He made
Yeah.
some alcohol that
With-
like sold
Who
out
did?
immediately.
With Tesla, you didn't know? It's like Tesla tequila.
He made some
You
liquor.
didn't know that?
And it sold crazy.
I think you might have to be a Tesla owner or something to receive it, but I don't know.
I want to buy a Tesla. I just found out that if you want a Tesla, you can't just go buy one. You got to wait months
Not
and
right
months.
now, you can't get one.
I mean,
I had no idea.
they like make them for you, yeah.
They make it for you. I
Yeah,
don't want
you
one
pick
made
or-
for me. I want the same one that everybody else is getting.
No, nigga, you go on the
pick
website.
everything, the color,
Pick everything.
you want.
It takes like 10 minutes to do.
I might have to do that.
Honestly, just go on the website, fuck around with it, so you can just like have an idea. But you
getting
can
a Tesla?
huh?
You getting a Tesla?
Come on, stop playing. We pulling up.
I guess I gotta get one now.
I would like to get a Tesla.
Fuck
but
Mercedes-Benz
Listen
now.
up.
Yeah, your Benz is nice.
Yesterday, I was very upset. I walked outside. I had 20 bird shits in my car.
You still have it.
I still have it because I thought I was going to be able to. I scheduled it so that I would have enough time to get a car wash. You know what? You guys want to know I was here like an hour early is because I thought that I was going to have enough time to get a car wash.
Why don't you have the car people pull up here?
That's what I tried to. I downloaded a car wash app.
Oh no, I got a number for you. I got you. They'll pull up anywhere you are and detail the fuck out of your shit.
I don't have my ID on me, so I'm fucking. I got Lennon to send me a picture of my ID. You can't just use a picture of your ID. You have to
Oh, you
take
gotta
a
scan
picture of your ID. I'm like, what the fuck?
You gotta
is
scan
this?
the front and the back.
This shit is
But
criminal.
why fuck an app? Like there's like some nigga, there's like some Instagram car detail company that'll pull
lot
up
of
on
them.
you.
But I had heard
For
about a
free.
car wash app, and I thought it sounded pretty cool, so I figured that's what I would try to do.
Why you don't ride around with your ID?
I just don't have it at this
He's like,
moment.
I'm Adam 22. I don't need ID, nigga. I got face card.
Officer, I have 3.6 million YouTube subscribers. I don't think you need to ID me, pal. Now get out of here, pig. No, I would never.
Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah. No, but that has worked for me before.
It has?
Not with cops, but I've been at LAX. I didn't have my ID. They're like,
Oh,
They let you through?
Same.
but this is what
because
I realized.
Of no jumper.
No, because
Wow.
you know where LAX is. You know who works at LAX.
People from
The
LA.
streets.
I was gonna say, what
It's
is
like
that?
they
have
all
a
were
gang
fucking
over
with me.
there, but
I was like, what did
I
the-
went straight up to the lady working the thing at the fucking LAX. I'm like, yeah, like I don't have my ID. I'm just looking her in the eyes, just thinking like she's gotta recognize me. She just is like, you're that guy from YouTube, right? I'm like, yes. They let me right through. Boom.
They did the same thing to me the last
I
time.
was so happy.
Well, no, my ID was I mean, I could show you,
Show the camera.
Also, let me.
Credit cards.
What is your real name? Because I want to think that your name was like Morpheus or something.
That's so good because we all know his real name, and I'm pretty sure it gets said on here all the time.
This nigga said Morpheus.
But what the weird part is that it's actually pretty close.
Pretty close. That's the crazy part.
You got the same name as Mr. Burns.
Monty Burns.
That's crazy.
It's Monte, not Monty. But look,
right, yeah.
look at my ID. Just look how
You got a big crack in it.
it's a big crack, and then like half of my face is like bitten off.
Let me see that shit. Bro, I know you live already.
These cameras aren't 4K. I don't think that.
exactly.
Wow, you gave him a ride home? Or
Nah.
he aired it out on here?
Nah, he know.
He tells on himself.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I do. I really.
We don't need to talk about him having a mixtape that was named after his mom's social security number or whatever.
How about I got fucking clear and I got my do-rag on in my clear picture.
They let you do that?
Oh, that's fire.
For those who don't know, Clear is like basically you can get sort of pre-approved to get onto flights really quick, so you don't have to get like mega search. You don't have to take your shoes off. You get to go through a separate line.
And
yeah, that's probably the ideal situation to smuggle drugs for sure.
Bro, and when I was coming through customs last week, I had this fucking my mask had like a little monster face, and they let me take the picture with that shit too. I thought that was so funny.
Wait, speaking of speaking of smuggling drugs, you guys want to see something real quick?
You got a brick? Oh no! Oh no! What the fuck?
All right, so this guy gave me these boxers called Thuggies, and they have zippers on them in the front, right here.
This is about to go full Brian Pumper on the son. Wait, so the actual underwears have a stash shop?
It has a stash pocket on them.
But
So
wait,
shout out to Thuggies.
You're Coachella equipped.
When you go to the airport, they can probably detect that. Like they can see that shit. So it's fucking pointless.
Hey, I told this nigga, I was like, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna go through the airport with the Thuggies on, and if I go to jail, then you got to bail me out.
But the reality is that the airport, in a lot of ways, is the best place to commit a crime. I used to be shoplifting from the Hudson News all the time because there ain't no fucking security guards like roaming the, the cops. They're
not roaming Terminal
the
A.
Hudson News. I used to be taking magazines. Give me that GQ. Give me that. Put it in my shirt. I'm on the plane, just not even reading it, ripping pages out.
That's the last place that I would steal from.
Really?
And now I'm thinking about it like,
it's
all this time.
No, bro.
I could have had free sandwiches.
Yo, and she's off the show now. I'm not gonna say it.
Who, Kim?
I might have witnessed her do some dirt in the Hudson News one time.
Snitch.
I don't want to give too much info.
I'm about to snitch on myself. Fuck it.
Okay.
The last time I went to Atlanta, are you familiar with the Travis Scott Jordan 1s?
No.
Like Travis Scott put out a pair of Jordan 1s and they have like the Nike sign.
And Jordan is like a shoe brand. Okay.
Anyway,
Travis Scott is an American rapper. Okay, continue.
They have a Velcro lining around the whole shoe to where you can like pull it apart.
Okay.
So it's like a big stash pocket basically. And just know I might have smuggled some things through TSA in my Travis Scott Jordans.
Because that's what I was thinking is I remember one time I almost got on a flight with a fucking like 8-ball in my fucking wallet.
That's what I had in the shoe.
And then I was it wasn't an 8-ball. I would have probably fucking done the whole 8-ball, but I had like a gram or some shit.
I had more than an 8-ball.
I threw it in the trash can before I left. But then I was thinking about it. I'm like, if I take that fucking gram and put it in my wallet,
nothing will happen.
how are they gonna see it? Like, what is on the fucking thing when you're going through there that is gonna make a little baggie of Coke look so different than like the 2 credit cards that it's smashed between?
Do you remember when I had that big ass phone case and it was like pink and it was a big phone? I would put drugs back there all the time and fly with it. Every time.
Crazy.
The crazy part about it is just taking the risk. Because I agree, it's very unlikely that you're going to get caught. But then if you do get caught, presumably you're going to be in so much trouble.
And it's so not worth it just to like smuggle some random drugs or something.
Yeah.
Bro, my homie took like 300 ecstasy pills or something to like Europe or some shit and didn't get caught.
He's the man for that.
Yeah, for sure.
To Europe, Jesus Christ.
Well, like they were like going on tour or some shit and he just took hella pills.
To sell?
To sell and just to have. And just like
Just to have.
I'm about to say, my nigga, if you take 300 pills somewhere, you definitely selling them.
He was selling them. He was selling them, but also doing them and like whatever.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
That's not necessary.
I'm not going to reveal any more information about that.
Well, you guys,
Shout out to Morpheus.
Listen, I want to let you guys know that I actually watched an insanely important black film last night that I'd never seen before.
The Django. Again.
Mean Girls.
Nigga, you said Major Pain.
No, I did not say Major Pain. He guessed Major Pain.
Oh, nigga, I'm taking my clap back.
But she's from Africa, so I think it counts.
Oh,
in the
who is?
movie. In the
Lindsay
movie,
Lohan?
yeah, Lindsay Lohan grew up in Africa, and then she moves to the school full of mean girls.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie though.
It's got to count, right?
I ain't gonna lie though. I like Mean Girls though. I like that movie.
I'm not
It's
gonna lie,
good
that's a very classic
It's a good
movie,
movie, it's a
but
good movie. I ain't
I can't
gonna
believe
hate.
I can't believe you
Well, you
text
thought that shit was funny though.
I was trolling you. Yeah.
I know.
you text that in the group chat earlier. Like I watched an important black film.
Because yesterday when Lena threw it on, I was thinking, I'm like, damn, like AD keeps telling me watch Baby Boy. Like I should watch Baby Boy
have
after
to.
this. So that I'm
Yeah.
stuck here watching fucking Mean Girls, and I started thinking, I'm like, well, she is from Africa, so anyway.
I just don't understand why the white homies just have to think that jokes like that are fun. That was just not.
It's
fun.
just me.
No, I have a couple white homies that make
But
jokes.
you want to know what? Aaron
that.
Samuels, the guy that she has a crush on the whole time in the fucking movie. I forget his name in real life.
I was gonna
but
say that. Okay.
He's the hot guy that sits in front of her in class, and they're making faces at each other and everything. There's a gym I used to work out at, and when I went there, my girl told me, my personal trainer told me, they're like, that guy over there, he was in Mean Girls. You know him from Mean Girls.
And
And
you're
I'm
like, no, I don't.
I haven't seen Mean Girls. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But it's a guy. He looks sort of familiar. Like he's probably an actor and stuff. Reasonably good looking.
He was
Is
in
he
a
Zac-
movie, but
is he
he's
Zac
probably an
Efron?
actor.
No, but I'm talking about me seeing him in the gym. I'm looking at this guy like, oh yeah, like he looks like he could be an actor, whatever. And we actually at one point we had a weird ass interaction where I'm in the gym, I'm in the bathroom changing.
And he sees my dick.
He comes in. No, he just came in like mad high energy, like saying what's up to me and stuff. And I just remember being like mad, like sussed out, and just being like just looking at him crazy. And I think he kind of like took offense to it a little bit. I don't ever see him anymore, but so I could just sort of air this up. But then the craziest shit ever happened to him, right? He's making a turkey on fucking Thanksgiving, right? He's picking up the fucking turkey. He accidentally spills the boiling hot grease from the fucking turkey all over his shin, and he burnt through his whole fucking shin.
Now he looks like Deadpool.
I don't know what Deadpool looks like under the suit necessarily.
So he's like Rio, the young OG of acting.
Of kneecaps.
but just his shin, yeah. But I feel like I don't know how it looks now, but I think it got
That
better.
sounds like possibly the worst pain of all time.
I know.
That sounds terrible.
You know, I was thinking about Rio when I was hearing that story too, like
Yeah,
Rio burning his fucking face off, and
His
everything,
face
yeah.
and hand and everything is so crazy.
Yeah.
Can I just jump into the fucking sad news that I woke up this morning to? Oh,
So
man.
sad. And we do have the AC on.
Yeah, we do. So I don't know.
these extra
I don't know. I'm sitting there minding my business or whatever, and I seen you see one post, and then you see another post, and then you just keep going through, and you seeing other people post it, and you're like, damn, is this real? R.I.P. to the fucking legend himself, 6 Dogs, man. R.I.P. man.
Huge legend of SoundCloud rap, that whole era. If you actually watch the early No Jumper vlogs, like when me and Lena started kicking it and stuff,
Yeah.
there's one vlog where it's so obvious that we were partying until like 3 a.m, and you hear his like it was Flossin' and Fago Dreams,
Yeah,
right? You hear those songs over and over and over in the background of that video. Like that was the soundtrack
Yeah.
to our lives for a couple of months there.
my mom that I'm sorry.
And we know that AD is sort of in the dark about this
AD
topic.
probably
It's
has
totally okay.
no idea what the fuck we're talking about, but it's okay.
He just found out about emo. He just found out about trans people.
No, I did not.
Not that he's trans, but you know. But man, that shit's so sad. And when, it really makes you feel like, fuck. Like he came out, he had such a wave going, and it, you know, it's like kind of feels like the fans sort of like moved on pretty quick, you know.
You know what it was too with him? I really feel that he was very like eccentric, you know, and very just like one with the nature, very positive, and I feel like he really was just like a random kid that was making music on SoundCloud, which is how it happened for pretty much a lot of people, just being, you know, he just happened to find success on SoundCloud kind of randomly, and then he was kind of thrusted into, you know, like, oh, like he's about to be like the next up emo, like emotional type trap singer or whatever.
And that shit kind of showed me how crazy somebody could blow up real quick, because
Yeah.
6 Dogs literally, and I remember tweeting about, I was trying to find a tweet earlier today, but 6 Dogs copped a fucking SoundCloud repost from your homie,
Yep, Ned Arp.
and then Ned showed Began, or Began might have just seen it on his SoundCloud.
Ned showed all Ned listened to it and then like was like, "Yo, this
Right.
nigga is it."
Yeah. And
Which
then-
like think about that scenario now. If someone paid me for a SoundCloud repost, they would probably have to pay me extra for me to actually listen to it. But still DM me if y'all need that. but
Great
and check us out on stream every Friday.
no. But
And you after this, what?
yeah. But I'm just saying, like, you know, like what were the odds of like Ned actually listening to it and being like, yo, this is fire, and then showing other people.
Showed Began showed me. All of a sudden, we're banging it in the videos. Every video, we're just listening to this shit. I DM'd him.
Yeah.
Immediately, we start talking. And then the one thing I regret, though, is that we didn't do a podcast together. We did the Exposed.
Oh, yeah.
Which is kind of a shame. But then also, I remember like he was going through some weird shit because I'm pretty sure his parents were mad religious and like his mom wasn't trying to let him be a rapper, so she was kind of like holding him away from a lot of this.
His first song is "Tell My Mom I'm Sorry, I Just Popped Another Oxy."
Yeah,
like, so it's like, but like what I was trying to get at is I don't think that he was necessarily trying to like chase after the fame aspect, and like he wasn't really like trying to be like in the spotlight and be like a rapper like that. I think he was just liked making music, and like
I think he felt like he kind of like his energy might have got tainted by the music industry and being around all this LA shit. I very much kind of got that vibe from him. I remember like Benny Blanco embracing him, I believe, at one point. And
I saw him post about him today.
Yeah, that was a weird moment because that was like, oh shit, when you have Benny Blanco fucking with you, all of a sudden like you could have huge pop records coming your way. It didn't feel like he ever really like embraced being that celebrity, you know?
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. I don't think, I feel like that was, it might have been a little too much for him to handle. I feel like, you know, he was like a good old country boy from Atlanta, and like, I don't think he was just fucking with that shit. But do we have a confirmed story of what actually happened, or is it like
everybody's been saying suicide, and I haven't seen anybody dispelling that. But I don't know if drugs were a factor or if he was into that and stuff. Obviously, like I saw, like because obviously his music, he talked about drugs a lot at one point. But then also I saw a lot of people saying that he wasn't into drugs, which I think he might have said in some interviews and stuff like that. He did put out a project like a year ago.
Yeah.
And when I went to look at it, I didn't get a chance to listen to it, but I saw that, like, you know, it didn't necessarily go too crazy. I just really wonder, like, where he was at mentally leading up to this and what kind of mental state he was in. But I think he recorded a lot of stuff, like he recorded an album over the last year or some shit. So there's definitely more music.
I mean, he had tweets, like, you know, from a couple months ago being like, you know, check up on your, like, your friends in this, like, rat race that we're in, and, like, you know, like, I know I can't be the only one feeling like this, and like shit like that. And it's like, it's the truth, bro. It's like he said one day I'll wake up feeling like a superhero and like I could take over the world, and then some other days it's like I just wanted to cry and quit. That's what he said specifically.
And I feel like he's very much similar personality wise, I think, to Peep, in that he was like a super sensitive, like a real person, like a very, you know, very much like enjoyed the softer things in life and stuff like that. And then he just gets thrust into this like music industry shit that just kind of suck the fucking soul out of you. Pause.
Bro, one of the most awkward things that I think I've ever like was around was just like when we used to all be like after they all moved out of like that loft, and then like like Peep had his own apartment and shit.
Right.
It would be just so many people in this like 3-bedroom, two bedroom like apartment, and like it would be a house full of motherfuckers like in this nigga house, and he would be in the corner like by himself, like basically like not even talking to anybody. And like one time I went over to him, I was like, yo, like you good? Like you could like read the anxiety on his face. But I think everyone was just so fucked up and just not even paying attention, you know? It's like he was just in the corner one time. I was like, yo, like, are you good? And he was like, is it too many people here like bothering you or something? I was like, you want me to tell people to leave? And he was like, bro, like his eyes got big, like, bro, please. Like it's so much going on right now. And it's like, I just feel like some people like that, they just not ready for that type of shit that fast and such a young age. Like, Six Dogs was 21.
Like if you gave me at this point in my life, or any of us, if you gave us, you know, millions of dollars and like all this fame and stuff, it's like we would be much more equipped to handle it. Whereas when you look at Peep and Six Dogs and shit, like a lot of these guys, they're very much like just not, they don't have any of the traits there, or the sort of like hardened skin and personality that you build up over the years. It's just they're so young and they just have everything thrown at them, and it's so hard to sort of handle it. Like seeing the Six Dogs thing happen, like seeing him pass a couple years removed from all that is like extra fascinating to me, and it really makes me want to know exactly what happened and stuff. Like I don't know, it's super sad. It really kind of like caps off a lot of that, you know, that whole generation. Like so many people, like when I listen to Six Dogs now, like re-listening to a lot of that music today, I'm like, bro, like he if he had fully embraced it, I feel like he could have had a big chunk of like the success that somebody like Juice WRLD had. You know,
Yeah,
like
but
he had a
then-
lot of fucking talent. And he could have made
He was
huge
amazing.
records if he had actually like really fully embraced that. You
But
know?
it's crazy though, because it's like it's so many people that are from that era though that were so influential and so like inspired the people like Juice WRLD and shit like that, who took that same kind of like was in that same type of lane, but just took it to the next fucking level. And like, yeah, you're right. It's like, but again, I think it all ties back to, is that what he really wanted? A lot of people are content with just making music, making content, and like the fact that they can make a living and like be comfortable off of that. They are comfortable with that, you
I
know?
just wonder what his life was like, and I wonder if the story is as simple as him choosing to take his own life. I wonder if he would have expected like his name to be trending so high on Twitter and for so many people to be saying how much his music meant to him and stuff. Like, you know,
That's always the sad part is like, bro, like, you know, like, we don't know what the fuck is in the afterlife or what's going to happen, but it's like, damn, you don't even get to see like how much people really fucked with you and fucked with the shit you put out years ago, the shit you put out last year. Like, but like, you know, I think about that all the time too. I'm like, bro, like if I passed away anytime soon, like who would really give a fuck? You know, I know.
Don't talk like that.
I know, you're right. You're right though. You're right.
Don't put that in there.
You're right. You're right. You shouldn't put that in the air at all. But like, I don't know, man. It's just sad. He was young. He was a really fucking nice kid. You know, I remember me and Lil Aaron like FaceTimed him for like hours one time. He was like talking to us about like fucking like signing a record deal or something if he like should do it. And like me, him and Ned were just on the phone with him for like hours. Like,
I wonder if him signing a record deal was a disastrous decision from his point of view. You know, I wonder how
Yeah.
much of that he ended up regretting.
yeah,
I don't know.
because like, okay, think about it. He put out that Butt Cheek song with
Right.
the Lyrical Lemonade, and that was like, even though that was like a really good look, but still, I think Fago Dream still has way more streams. Like, you know,
the Butt Cheeks one was interesting because that was like, oh shit, he's getting the Lyrical Lemonade cosign. I wonder how much that changes shit for him. But then it didn't really feel like he like fully like leaned into that and like I don't know. It's like there's just so many questions that sort of come back to mind when you think about like exactly what happened in that career of his, and it's just, I mean, you just can't ignore it. Like losing Juice, losing Peep, losing so many of these people that were like just huge in terms of that style of music. It just, I don't know, it's super sad.
yeah, man. But just R.I.P. He will definitely be missed. Like he said, man, check up on your friends, check up on people that you know you might think are doing good, but you know, like, or you don't know, you haven't talked to them in a while. Check up on people, man. You really never know. I it's really saddened to hear that it wasn't that, you know, that it was apparent suicide, like, which even makes it even like a whole deeper talk. But like,
Also, if you can find the photo of me and Six Dogs, let me know, because I swear there was a photo, but I could not find it on Google
probably
today.
a photo somewhere for sure. He like the first thing he does.
I'm just trying to find it. What?
Adam 22 6 dollars.
No, that's what I did. I Googled Adam 22 Six Dogs. I know it existed, but I just couldn't find it. No, but like you got
you have
photos
to.
with
You
your
have to.
fucking
You
dead
have to.
friends. You want to have it, but
You
I
have
couldn't.
to.
I
You
couldn't
have to.
find it.
I felt
What,
that.
what's so wrong about that?
No, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just
Also, does it totally look like I'm wearing a fucking
Kinda,
Blue
yeah.
Lives Matter ass shirt right now?
Shout out Ain't Nobody Cool. Actually, shout out to
Shout out to Thuggies.
shout out to Thuggies, but also shout out the sick ass fool. But he's wearing a fucking mask and like toilet paper and hand sanitizer.
Wow.
Get it? Because he's a sick ass fool.
Who'd you get that from?
This is Nature World. Shout out Nature World. And you see, I got the Terry Club bucket with the Terry Club sweater. Shout out Terry
Who
Club.
is Nature World now? Because I always thought it was Antoine.
So Nature World, the brand is, I think it was Antoine and the homie Andre, but I think after that whole thing, I think,
Yeah, right.
well, I think Andre was always like the head of like doing the clothes and shit, and I think he
Right.
just took it into his own brand world. But honestly, he's been putting out some fire ever since. Like he never stopped dropping fire shit. I'm gonna be honest, you know. So shout out to him.
I need a bucket like that.
No, shout out. This
That ain't
is
gonna fit my head, but
Buckets
Yeah,
don't
it's-
fit my head at all.
no.
No,
you have a tiny head. Who I thought we established.
It still don't fit my head. I have
Hey,
a weird head.
they had you
obviously.
They had you fucked up last week, bro. They was like,
Bro, wait
they
a
had
minute.
You, they had
Let
you
me tell you
fucked up.
something. I'm in fucking Cabo, right? Right? I'm in fucking Cabo. Fucking the fans hit me up.
Sorry.
It's like Housephone and Adam are talking shit about you right now.
I was actually the one that wasn't talking shit.
Yes, we
Wait,
were.
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I was talking shit. I don't know about all y'all.
You would listen.
I was going in.
I was literally drunk. I'm literally drunk. I'm looking at him like this.
Totally unnecessary.
I'm like-
I was literally drunk. Like, we know you. We know you were drunk.
I'm in fucking Cabo,
Yeah, I was
bro.
about to say you got to get laid.
He comes back from Cabo. I go, how was he? He goes, I took 25 shots the other day.
That sounds terrible.
That wasn't in Cabo, nigga.
Oh yeah, that was the other day. You're right.
Look, he's crazy.
Okay,
I'm a crazy guy.
So you're okay. So you're in Cabo.
So the No Jumper fans is hitting me up. They're like, Housephone is fake as fuck. I'm literally like, are they going crazy or something? Because I'm like, the way that they was hitting me up was
Yeah, I
like,
know.
my nigga, like y'all trashing me. You
Bro.
feel me? And I'm like, I just tune in, my nigga, and I'm listening. I'm like,
They not even-
I really don't hear nothing like that, right? And then the next, I say, fuck it. I go back to the vacation. I wake up in the morning, they hit me up again. They like, fuck No Jumper. You need to leave and do your own shit.
Like, damn,
they
bro.
threw you under the bus. They wouldn't be talking about you like that if you wasn't there. And I'm like this. Let me watch this motherfucker now.
What was the closest that you came to being offended? Like, what did we say? Anything that you felt was like a little bit too hardcore, joking wise? I felt like it was all jokes.
Honestly, I watched like 2 or 3 times to see if I wasn't tripping.
You watched the whole thing 3 times.
Yes, because
But no, because I know how to, bro. I know how to.
Everybody watch every episode 3 times. We appreciate it.
no, but because like I'm really like I'm
You
a
gotta make sure. Yeah.
I'm a nigga that like read in between the lines, so I'm like, let me see if it's something that I missed and it's like the
They were
tequila
throwing
ain't
some-
soaked up.
They was throwing some subliminal shots or something. You got to make sure.
I really didn't hear you say nothing. You didn't say nothing at all. If anything, Adam said what he would tell me in private.
Yeah, exactly.
You get what I'm saying? And,
Exactly.
like the Yazzie situation is like that. Like the
Y'all
way we have a friendship, so it was like, okay, I knew how Yazzie felt about the situation.
Yeah.
She stood. I told her ahead of time, stand on your shit. Like you feel me? Adam feels a certain type of way, but I'm like, my nigga, I didn't see nothing wrong that y'all motherfuckers said.
They're just, bro. Like the fans are very
Bro,
invested.
they want me and you. They
to
want to put
be-
2
they
black
want-
people.
They want us to be
fight each
so
other to the fucking.
bad. They did the same thing to me and Hakeem too, bro. They were like trying to like he's stealing your spot and da da. I'm like, bro, relax. Like,
But bro, my thing is too is like, all right, look, everybody in this fucking that is with No Jumper has a difference of opinion. I grew up differently than everybody.
We all did,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
it's like I don't expect Adam's viewpoints to match my viewpoints, and that's why we have a different dynamic
Exactly.
in certain situations. You know what I'm
And
saying?
it's like you have a podcast on the channel now.
Yeah.
It's like I would be doing you such a disservice if every week I just came in and was like, "Yo, podcast was fire. You did 100% perfect." It's like I listen to it and I critique it in my head like the same way that I listen to my own shit and I critique it. I would be listening to a Joe Rogan Experience podcast and just be thinking like, the last 20 minutes of this has been so unbelievably horrible. Like, you know, and I love Joe Rogan, but
Yeah.
sometimes I'll be listening to it. I'll be like, yo, this shit sucks. Like, he got to stop with this conversation.
I
Like,
felt like that about the Kanye one. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I couldn't even really.
Kanye, what one?
When Joe
Oh,
Rogan Kanye,
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
even get through the whole thing. Honestly,
I felt like that, especially at first. At first, I'm like, holy fuck, he's really just letting Kanye run rampant all over him. But then he started to tighten it up a little bit more at the end. But, you know, it's like, I think you don't want to be doing a podcast with people that you can't have real ass conversations
That's
with
a
in
fact.
terms of what you think about what's going on. Like me and AD, the conversations that we've had just in private in terms of what we think is right, what we think we should be doing with the business, what, you know, it's like we've had like very heated conversations, but it doesn't cross the line of like, hey, you stupid motherfucker. You know, that crosses the line. That's a personal attack.
But you know
that's
what's-
not, I don't want to take it there. No matter what AD says in terms of like discussing this stuff, I'm not going to say like, well, listen, you stupid, but you ain't no good. Rah, rah, rah. I was just, that's personal. As long as
Yeah.
you're saying, this is what I think about what you've been doing on air, or this, as long as it's
Yeah.
an
I
opinion,
don't-
who cares?
I don't think nobody says something that they wouldn't say to my face.
Yes, exactly.
Now, if it was something else, I'd be like this.
yeah, you'd be like,
I'm coming. It's the last day.
But think about it, like,
I'm
come and
coming.
blam me up.
That's the thing is that shoot Yassie. OT shoots me.
shoot her in the foot.
That would be a good narrative arc, yeah. But yo,
You
man,
and
that's
you
what
and
we-
Yas.
I come in like Ice Cube with the bat and just break all the fucking
We gotta
equipment.
find an out of work comic book illustrator to make some fucking fire comics about like shit that could happen.
Give me
with
$10
us.
million and I'll make my own suit and be a vigilante.
$10 million just so that we can then have somebody drive. Wait, but what do you imagine your superhero costume going to be? Because I look at myself like Superman, but my hair is not as good.
Blue bandana all the way with some goggles.
Blue Spider-Man, Spider-Cuz.
Wait, but like, okay, wait. So like a metal armor suit, but it's just all blue.
Wait. Why you said metal? Oh yeah,
Like an armor suit, yeah.
Wait, the metal and the armor is blue do-rag material.
Oh, blue. I thought you meant like blue paisley.
No.
I picture
Well, same
Housephone.
thing, Paisley.
I picture Housephone like Jubilee.
Like a
No,
Just
that's
sort
a
of like
woman.
lighthearted.
What is
Fucked
Jubilee?
up. Jubilee's a woman, bro.
I don't even know what that even is.
She
was
tried
an
to call you a
X-Man.
girl. She's an X-Man.
She was like an X-Man. She had a yellow coat.
only
and shit.
only Jubilee.
Wait a minute. Spider, Crip, and Morpheus.
Red
Magneto.
No, literally that's me. Red Zan, blue
Yo,
Zan.
I think Josh's name should be Jubilee
Why?
because he's a Jew.
Oh, he's Jewish.
Only
That's just an idea.
only Jubilees I know about
Is it Jury?
is the
Only
is the Rolex
Jubilees.
band, baby. That's the only Jubilee I know
I got
about.
the jewelry. I feel like Jubilee.
No, but the shit's funny. Like when we did the fucking podcast last week with Simba, shout out to my brother Simba. This nigga Adam was on the couch the whole time. He's like, he was. He,
Yo, I like Simba a lot. I want to say that I saw the viral Simba freestyle,
That's just fine.
and I also thought he was great on the podcast. I just immediately was like, I like the cut of his jib. That's a good guy right there.
You like the what?
The cut of his jib.
What does that mean?
That sounds very sus.
It just means that I like him, but I agree it sounds really sus, and I hope it doesn't reference circumcision.
I was gonna say that's gave me like circumcision vibes.
Because if I just said that I like the way that they cut his penis as a child, then that's
That's
going to be a
ex-
little weird.
Bro, I
That's
had to
exactly
see that
what
shit
it
for my
sounded like.
son. I was so mortified.
Oh,
bro.
man.
Oh my god.
Really?
Yes. Oh my god.
What do they, what do they do? They just lop a big old chunk of the fleshy skin?
Bro,
off,
they
or what?
basically put him in this shit to hold his arms and shit down, and they put his dick into this like little machine.
Where
thing.
were you? Like a hospital or?
Niggas the day after he was born.
Oh, really? You do it that early?
Yeah, they was like, you got to go in.
He had a daughter. He
I
didn't
know,
Yeah, I haven't had to experience any surgery.
bro, but to see that shit, I was just like, they didn't cut my little nigga, man.
Well, you know what's
What
really
if they,
interesting?
What if they cut a piece of the labia off of the girl or something, or a piece of the clit off?
You
or
should
something?
definitely go to Saudi Arabia if you want to see what that's all about.
They
Shut
cut
up.
the clits
my
off or something.
God.
Yo, it's fucked up. If you
What do they
ever-
do?
Just Google female
no.
female genital mutilation and like female circumcision. It is so disgusting and it's so insane that it still happens to this day.
That's fucked.
They sew the whole fucking thing up so that the girls can't have sex before they're married and shit, bro.
For
They
real?
sew
Sew?
the pussy up, yes.
So then, what if you try? Like,
What if
mean-
you got scissors?
what if the dick just busted open?
Listen, I don't know exactly all the intricacies of it. I learned
So
about
then-
it back in the day.
Okay, so then once they get married, then you go have a surgery and you get your shit unsewed.
Yes.
That is terrible.
There are like plenty of women out there who had this happen to them as children and now are like writing about it and like
How do they
sharing this
pee?
experience and shit. I think the pee can still come
The
out.
pee
I don't
hole
really
still-
know logistically how this works. How do you pee after being circumcised as a woman is a good thing to Google maybe.
No, it is not.
No,
I'm not trying to laugh at that. That's actually super.
No, but you
fucked.
want to know who's running a really serious experiment with circumcision is Josh because he has 2 kids and one of them circumcised and one of them isn't. So
Why
he's
would
gonna
you-
really
Why
get
would
to
you
see.
put his kids out there? Your nephews.
Those are my homies.
You said you said
Okay.
you said you wouldn't have said that. Yeah.
All right, I mean, okay, someone who works here. I just don't think it's a big deal, but
Someone Jewish who
No,
works
no,
here.
wait.
he's gonna get to figure out which is better.
I just don't understand I don't understand why do the like poll. It's like are you doing like a real?
It
life
wasn't
poll?
intentional. I think they had some complications with unnamed employee. Unnamed.
Really want to know? He didn't have enough foreskin.
One of them didn't have enough foreskin.
Apparently they only sniped a little bit of mine off, and I still have a little. You know.
Wow, you know what? I have a homie.
You got a half turtle.
I wish I
girl?
could.
Yeah, for that pro.
I have a homie who actually wouldn't mind if I said his name right now, but I'm not going to say it. But when he was 17, he had to get circumcised because his dick was too tight on the foreskin. Like he didn't have enough.
He had
Or
too
some
much
shit.
dick. He had too much dick for
That ass.
Paul.
Isn't that crazy? So he had to get that shit done and not touch his penis. He couldn't like.
At 17?
Yo, he had to like not get hard for like a couple
Hell
months or
no.
some shit.
How do you not? What they gave you like anti-Viagra?
I think they could give you some shit.
Anti-Viagra?
Don't they give you shit in the military that makes it so you can't get hard and
shut the
shit?
fuck up.
For real?
Because that would be really convenient. Even just like you go
Hold
on a
on.
first date with
Hold
a bad
on.
bitch and you don't want to act crazy.
No,
Pop
fuck.
some of these supplements, you won't get hard. She
Bro,
tries
but
to,
the-
tries
to take you to the crib.
No, not I.
Turn up like this. I can't get up.
You'd have to make up a slick excuse like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm having an outbreak. I got herpes."
No,
She'd be like,
why
"What?"
would you say
You
that?
gotta be like
Like,
this.
"Oh, I'm just kidding."
Your pussy stinks.
That's what Kevin Samuels would say.
No, you gotta play it smooth. Like I wanna take it slow, baby. I don't wanna rush into things. Like blah blah blah.
Do you ever have to fake an orgasm?
Fake it?
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple times.
Why? You're just too drunk. You couldn't get off.
Bro, one time, well, a lot of times. Actually,
That's not a good sign. That's not a good.
All right,
That's
look.
not good for the rhinos.
wait a minute. No, one time, this is bad. I'm hitting the thing from the back and I could not fucking bust, bro.
Yeah.
So I ended up spitting on her back to make her feel like I fucking bust.
That's fire.
Spit. How much spit did you have?
I don't know. I just spit on
If
her
I
back.
spit, it's like a tiny little loogie. If I bust a nut, it's like a whole fucking can of mayonnaise just blasting out.
A whole can of mayonnaise. No, after you
Spit
go
on her back though.
after you go a couple
bought it.
rounds and then it's like maybe on like the fourth, third round or something, it's like, bro,
No,
I'm
this was the first round, bro.
I feel no pressure to perform on round 3.
That's
if
what I'm
not gonna
saying.
nut on round 3.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like you get like 2 off, and then I'm like, at this point, it's probably gonna take me like an hour to get this next nut off. I'm about to just tell her I'm tired.
I remember back in the day,
I'm sorry.
right before I
For
moved
real.
out of Brooklyn, there was a girl that I had been chilling with a couple times, and it didn't seem like she wanted to fuck yet, right? So I'm about to hang out with her, but I had just gotten off this road trip. I've been on the road for a week, and right before I'm going to hang out with her, I remember I haven't jerked off in a week. I was on this BMX trip. I haven't even thought about it. I didn't jerk off the whole time. So I jerk off immediately before I go hang out with her. First thing she says, "Let's go to your house." Boom, we're hooking up like immediately. And
So you're like,
I
fuck.
faked a fucking orgasm with a condom on because I had just came like immediately before, and I had to
Like,
fake
give me
it.
a
Yeah.
time window.
Like I had
30
jerked
minutes,
off, and then
an hour.
she's trying to fuck like 45 minutes later, and
yeah.
at that time, like now when I think about it, I think I could probably muster the courage, you know.
You're such a hero. You're braver than any Marine.
Well, yeah, you know, they ain't
Wait.
doing none.
Wait, you know what I just thought about? The fact that you said that these niggas have to take pills so they don't get hard.
In the army, right? Isn't that a thing?
Niggas got to do all that for a 08 Camaro.
Bro, stop saying this shit.
What's an 08 Camaro?
This is the reference to what he said the last time.
Niggas gonna
Why
get.
he got his Twitter deleted in the first place?
What's an 08 Camaro in the sense? Am I the one who doesn't get the joke?
You don't remember. It's very offensive to the veterans of America.
An 08 Camaro.
Just leave it alone.
You're just gonna leave me in the dark. Fuck you guys. I can't even begin to tell you how much
just
I hate
leave-
not getting the joke on my own
You want me-
podcast. Fuck you
just-
guys.
Just leave it alone.
Are you saying that like the girl's ugly or some shit?
Okay, no. Let me just. All right, fuck it. Let me say it. Let me just explain it. He said he got his fucking Twitter deleted
Right.
because somebody in the army was dissing him, and he said you getting blown the fuck up in Iraq for
Oh,
08 Camaro.
okay, yeah.
And I think he said your wife
That's
gets
just
fucked too.
That's just a joke. It's just a joke that like niggas go.
Twitter,
for-
I didn't say it.
It's
I
like a
got my
Twitter
shit
joke
back.
that like you doing all this for like a used Camaro
Right.
with like 100,000 miles
But
on it. Or
I don't
something.
think the military people are on Twitter that hard.
Yes,
On
they are.
Facebook, if you say something about the military on Facebook, it's not gonna be good.
Them
Nigga-
motherfuckers on TikTok.
Yeah, you look like you're about to make a Blue Lives
I
Matter
know.
TikTok with this shirt
I'm
on.
well aware.
But I do like Ain't Nobody Cool, and I like that shirt. But just you wearing that shirt, it just looks.
When I-
Don't drive a Camaro.
When I put on the hoodie this morning, I thought that there was no chance I was taking the hoodie off. Then I get in here,
Yeah, immediately.
it's kind of hot. We out here.
It's because I'm in here. I'm sorry, you know.
It's steaming, bro.
Yo,
He said,
Hey, speaking of hot,
bro, do I have
these
to walk
Fashion
away?
Nova jeans.
no. Oh, but before we just to kick this off, though, I do want to say we have a new thing going on NoJumper.com. We're posting blogs. We have a NoJumper.com blog where we're showcasing new artists. A lot of the artists are artists that are maybe too small to even get an interview yet, but we're trying to get super consistent with just posting like even just a couple things a day, maybe 2-3 songs per day. I want everybody to feel like NoJumper.com as a blog is just straight up an outlet for the people to be able to find out about new artists. You can't pay to get on it. And we're not doing any favors. This is just legitimately music that we think is hot. And so, we got Yassi posting on there. We got your Dig posting on there.
Okay.
We got multiple different people posting on
Let
there.
me
So
get up on
I'm
there.
pretty
I'll do
excited
it.
about it. And if you guys have new artists that you want to throw our way that you think might make for a good
Joey
post.
Sherritt.
Who?
The one that the one that Josh always plays. He needs to be on there first.
Which one's that?
The Joe, what's his name?
The eating ass song?
The world in my life.
Oh, what? You listen to that in here?
All the time.
Like 6 months now.
It's a great song.
That's
The
hot.
first.
And
the-
Black Adam. We need to bring
You
him
probably
back.
listen to Ed Sheeran in here.
We need to bring Black Adam back.
No, I'm fucking with
And
Fudge
Matt
Willie.
Damon.
Shout out Fudge Willie.
No.
On my boogie board. So about on my boogie board.
Nah, he was playing with his man boobs the last video.
No, yo. Only rapper, first rapper ever to spit on his own nipple.
Wait, what do you
in a
mean?
bitch.
What?
Yes, bro.
I don't know why he did it. I'm just saying he did it. Anyway, okay, getting back into this though, I do want to say that today we had a very exciting development. So my introduction to this person, Jimmy Smacks, was
Oh,
that
never mind.
Housephone.
I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about Pooh Icy.
No, we're gonna do that next.
Dump
But
the Glock, show me your work or something.
exactly, Jimmy Smacks today showed us some work. Anyway, so I found out about Jimmy Smacks. He's a top. He's very big on OnlyFans.
He's a top.
He might be a top also, but we seen that he's making like 6 figures a month on OnlyFans and stuff. I found out about him because he was smashing Selena Powell for OnlyFans, and so this is a guy, a respectable young black man making a name for himself out here.
I respect that.
Smashing all kinds of different girls, all kinds of plastic surgery, huge, gigantic elephant
Midgets.
fake asses, midgets,
Oh,
everything.
Where's the midgets at?
He's fucking them. If you want, if you scroll through Jimmy Smacks' Instagram, you
He's
can find
hitting the
him
little
with a
people for sure.
whole lot of midgets. Anyway,
Whole lot of midgets instead of a whole
little
lot of
people,
red.
if technically. But then today, I was noted. I was made aware of a clip of Jimmy Smacks. Remember when Offset got hacked and there was a tweet that said "balls in my face"?
No.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
This was pretty much that. This was pretty much like
Yo,
the real life
relax.
version of that Offset tweet. Jimmy Smacks, whole lot of dick in his face. And I saw another clip that I think might have been him and him sucking. I don't know. Either way, I wanted to get some thoughts on this. Do you think that Jimmy Smacks can continue to prosper in the culture, in the world that we are all apparently at least sort of in?
In OnlyFans culture, or in he's not in the rap culture.
Yeah, he is. He got a lot of designer shoes. I seen him at the mall on his
What the fuck
story
does
and
that
stuff.
mean?
Well,
What does
hip-hop
that
is, a lot of designers.
Okay,
on
wait.
that now.
So this is my question: if he's already doing porn shit,
Fucking girls though.
but it's like that's what he want to do. That nigga want to suck some dick. Pause. Let him suck some dick.
Yeah,
I
but you
guess.
could say that about anyway. You could say about I'm 22, like, oh yeah, he's doing his
Bro.
no jumper show. But I mean, okay, as a hypothetical experiment, what do you think would happen in No Jumper if a clip came out tomorrow of me with a big old dick in my face?
I would think that it already happened.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'm aware it would put you in an awkward spot, but what do you think would happen to my career? I feel like it would probably be.
Josh said it's gonna go up.
You really think?
Maybe.
You might-
I'm not telling you to do it.
I was about to say you might have to go tap in with Jimmy Smacks.
No dicks in this face. But that's just like my honest question though is like, do you think that Jimmy Smacks, now that we have seen a dick in his face,
You about to pass it away.
and also I'm open to the possibility that it wasn't him, although
I
the
know
fact
he's
that he
about to hit it.
closed the comments on his Instagram seems like it would suggest that it actually was real.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of people in the comments. I've seen Suki Hana saying, "I fuck with you, Jimmy, even if you had a dick in your face." Rah, rah. I even got my.
She's the funniest girl of all time.
She's out here living her life. She made a lot of money off OnlyFans. I don't know if maybe he just had to get some money at one point, so he sucked a dick for money on the and there was a video clip of it or whatever. It seemed like he didn't want the camera in his face when he had this meat in his face.
That's his business.
But
He wants a meat lover pizza, then that's on him.
Because personally, I've been very excited about the Jimmy Smacks career arc because we saw Brian Pumper.
Very invested.
Brian Pumper back in the day, it really kind of seemed like he might be able to be like a consistent, enduring personality in hip hop, right? And it didn't really work out. But I kind of was looking at Jimmy Smacks like maybe he could right some of Brian Pumper's wrongs, and he could really be like a big star in hip hop for many years off of fucking bitches. What do you think that a dick in his face does to that?
Don't ask me.
You can't even talk about this.
I don't know. I don't
mean,
know what to say.
You claim you have gay friends. Why can't you even
I
talk
do
about
have gay
it?
friends, but
Wait,
that
hold on,
has
hold on,
nothing
hold
to
on.
do with that.
I just want to know where is the Brian Pumper's crossover was because he was like a rapper and he was wearing like the big fake jewelry and he was like trying to be like a 50 Cent clone but just also do porn. Now, does this other guy, does he do music or does he do anything that would warrant this crossover narrative that you're trying to build?
I'm not 100% sure if he makes music or not, but I mean, no, he's fucking Selena Powell on the internet. He's fucking all the hot, not like necessarily the hottest, but he's fucking a lot of these rap OnlyFans
He
type
fucked a
chicks and
badass
stuff.
midget though.
A whole bunch of midgets
The
from what
light-skinned
I've
one?
seen.
I seen like I
She
seen
was
some-
like white. She was nice looking though.
she had a fat ass, huh? The midgets be having. I'm sorry. The little
people.
the little girls. No, whoa, pause.
No.
Pause. I didn't mean to say that.
No.
The Little Women. Little
no.
Women, L.A.
Good movie.
I did not mean it's a good show. No.
I don't know. Was it a show or movie?
Yeah, I did
Fucking
not
book?
mean to. I did not mean to say that. I'm sorry.
I'm like this.
That was so sus. I'm
I
sorry.
hit a spliff it so long, and like, you just tainted it with that comment. But I feel you.
Yeah, I really did
that's
not.
all good. But
Honestly, none surprises me in 2021.
right,
Eh.
like, do you think? Man, I don't want to put any particular rapper into this hypothetical situation,
Please
but
don't do
Because they're
it.
gonna be
do
very
you
mad.
think that like there are rappers whose career could easily survive that kind of clip coming out? It might be different for Jimmy because he's an OnlyFans guy
Not
or
a
whatever.
street rapper.
I guess Jimmy's not really putting himself out there like a super thug or anything.
Bro,
so.
he's like selling dick on OnlyFans. Who said that? You know, it's like that kind of fits onto his brand already. He might as well just lean into it.
I'm just wondering like how he's going to handle it. He shut down his comments. I'm just wondering if is he going to make a statement? Is he going to like lean into it? Be like, yeah, like
I'm gonna
fuck
be
with trans
honest.
people. Fuck it. Like
I'm gonna be honest. This is like a fucking subject that if you didn't bring it up, I probably would have never crossed my radar ever. I
Me neither.
don't even know who this is. But like, honestly, at the end of the day, it's 2021, bro. Like, if that's what you on, then like be on that. And like, who cares? Like, it's different. Like, if you don't want your social media just like being blown up about it. So yeah,
At
turn
least
off
he
the
owns it though.
well,
I mean,
not yet.
we don't know if he owned it or not.
Didn't he post a video with the person?
He didn't post it. There's like a Twitter account that popped up that was
Yeah.
posting it and had
Leaked
everybody
it.
talking about it
I
on
could
Twitter.
have
and
swore
shit.
somebody tagged me on his Instagram and he was with.
Damn, niggas
a
be
trans
tagging you
person.
and that already? Like,
Yeah,
I
bro.
don't think so.
I don't know.
But the comments were going crazy on his most recent post. Basically, like everybody started to like get their fucking jokes off and stuff. Slash
course.
showing support, and then he closed the comment. So we don't really know like where
it was probably
this-
going too crazy.
And you know that the fucked up thing about this is that he was an instrumental part of me and Selena's beef, because when Selena stopped having the show on here, I was supposed to do an interview with him right after that. He was coming to LA, and then she got so fucking mad at me for potentially doing that interview because I didn't realize at the time that he was like talking mad shit about her and like threatening to expose her and shit. She has fucked him since then on OnlyFans or whatever. So that was kind of a whole thing, and it's kind of a bummer because we would have had a Jimmy Smacks interview on this platform, which would have been very interesting to look at in light of potential balls in his face revelations. I don't know. It's kind of a shame. You guys both seem a little uncomfortable with this topic.
I'm not even uncomfortable. You're just funny as fuck.
Hey, he's just staring into space like penis.
Hey.
Balls in his face. Damn.
Meat Lovers Pizza.
That's real. All right. Well, shout out to Jimmy Smacks. I hope you make it through this. I'm very much awaiting
I
his
hope you
next
make
move.
it through this. He's acting
I
like-
just want to
he-
know what his next move
He's
is.
acting like the nigga's like dying in a
Is he gonna
hospital.
leave
or
I know.
Yeah,
Does
something.
he
like
have, does he
terminal
have
illness.
COVID-22?
We don't know.
COVID-22. That's your new name.
COVID-22.
Everybody go spam Adam22's comments and say COVID-22.
Okay, well, spam Housephone's comments and say,
Meat Lovers Pizza?
yes, nah, let's just leave it at that. Me Lovers Pizza off the ketamine. Anyway, so shout out to Jimmy Smacks. So very interested to see his next move after this. Anyway, did either of you guys see this Pooh Shiesty video that came out?
I was about to say, speaking of getting smacked, I seen a nigga get smacked in the ass
Yo,
on that
running
video.
around.
Pause.
He's hiding behind the car. You can see him almost like
You can see
feeling
the
his
bu-
booty to see where the bullet's at.
Not his-
I thought he was about to pull it out.
Now
Dump
his
the back, show me it
his
works
back
or
started
something.
getting like bloody. You could see it. It was like, oh
Really?
shit. Or maybe I was just tweaking, but I thought like it looked like his back was bloody.
I am still very much lost at what's going on in the clip. There's a green McLaren that it's like Pooh Shiesty and some people meeting up in a parking lot, and then all of a sudden the shots start going crazy. And it's very hard to like sort of make out exactly what happened. I read like the report of what happened, and then when I seen the video,
It didn't really add up.
It didn't really.
And it was like a 30-second clip. I'm like, what happened that fast? Okay, did you read like they were supposed to be selling him shoes
supposed to
and
meet
some
up
weed?
to buy some weed and get some shoes or some shit
Yeah,
like
some
that. How does
designer
that
shit.
turn into the shooting? I'm sure Pooh Shiesty wasn't planning on robbing somebody for some sneakers
no.
and weed.
Yeah.
Were they planning on robbing him?
It was some part of the video where I guess he opened up the door, he upped the Drake, and he was like, "Don't try it."
Yeah.
I guess, but like who confirmed that what he was saying? Because like there was no audio. Of
That
it.
was part of the report, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah.
But and then you notice that the driver of the green McLaren or whatever, they had his face blurred.
That was allegedly Pooh Shiesty.
Right. So that's going
That
to be
was-
the really interesting. And it's such a bummer because, dude, this dude is blowing
Yeah, he's
up
going
right
crazy.
now.
Yeah.
for him to like potentially be in this situation is just a mega bummer because like
Self-defense.
I've been
But
really
it's in
fucking
Florida
with
though,
this dude.
bro.
Yeah. Self-defense.
He could
Florida-
beat that. He could beat that.
Listen, Florida don't like rappers. I
They
don't.
don't?
we
Ain't nobody
have not
died, though,
seen
either, right? The nigga didn't
rappers
die.
get a terribly fair treatment in Florida, from my
You
perspective.
get a better treatment in California. I
think?
tell you that.
Yeah, because he would have been, man, just.
We don't have no fucking self-defense out here.
Fair, but from my experience in Florida, the cops are about 1,000,000 times worse. I don't know how that translates into the justice system and everything, but I would say that like riding bikes in Florida, I have had cops be so much more malicious and mean than anything I've ever experienced in like California or on the
Yeah.
East Coast and stuff. Like down south, like you really kind of like forget that there's a lot of white people who are basically they're just angry as fuck at the way that the world is shaping up with
This is like-
multiculturalism and whatnot. Obviously, that's not so much an
Storming
issue
the
for us
Capitol.
riding bikes, but
Yeah.
those white cops down there in Florida, bro, they do. I just imagine that they're not gonna let Pooh Shiesty off easy.
No, they probably won't let him off easy, but he probably got the best lawyers that there is to even have.
He could beat this.
Yeah, nobody died, too. And then it was in a situation where a transaction was going down. And apparently he left a Louis Vuitton bag
With 30K.
So it's like if there's no way that he was robbing someone if he left his own personal bag with $30,000 in it. Like, you
Kind of
know,
baffling, right?
it's just the whole situation. It didn't look like it made sense. Maybe someone like said some weird shit from the other car or like act like they were about to do something. And he was like, I'm about to beat you niggas to it.
Either way, I mean, driving around in a green McLaren with a Draco
and 2 pistols
is like
ready to go.
Wow, you were really.
If you're going to be in the McLaren, why would you not have the Drake?
Sure, but also being in the green McLaren, you could just assume that like your odds of getting pulled over are probably a lot higher than the
But
average
if
person.
you in
But
Florida,
you can have that out there.
You could just have a Draco in your.
I don't
in
know.
your
I don't know
car.
specifically, but those guns are not like illegal like they are.
yeah,
out
it's
here.
like it's not like an assault rifle.
Yeah, like in Atlanta, you can have a Draco. You can own it and ride around.
Because
with it and
it's like a high powered pistol basically, just with like attachments and shit.
I didn't realize he was from Memphis.
Yeah, he is from Memphis.
not Atlanta. So, but man, I will say this: Gucci has like really, like he's really got a skill for getting like top up and coming street rappers
sure.
signed to his shit. The Fujiano dude though is in crazy legal drama right now. He got a wild ass case shaping up, and then this Pooh Shiesty shit is also like, damn, like Gucci really seemed like he had 2 artists that were actually blowing, and then to have them both be wrapped up in this shit at this point in their career is such a bummer, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like the Pooh Shiesty though, like one thing that is kind of amazing to me is that it took like, how long has hip hop been around? Like, you know,
So long.
45 years. It took 45 years for a rapper to realize that you can make hard ass street records by just making a cat noise into the mic over and over.
Nah, he's hard.
Whatever it is. What is it? Is it a money counter noise? Is it a machine gun noise?
probably-
What would you define it as?
Probably.
Probably like
a money
money
ca-
counter.
I think of a purring cat, personally.
I've never owned a cat,
You haven't?
and I hate him.
Well, Pooh Shiesty is apparently a very big cat fan based on that ad lib. I don't know what I'm talking
I
about.
think it's
but-
just a money counter.
Yeah, it might just be that. But, you know, I don't know. I'm just very.
He'll be like the
I'm upset
claw.
about the situation.
That's you remind me of the claw
The claw?
of Inspector Gadget, the nigga that got the cat. He's always petting his cat.
I haven't thought about Inspector Gadget's like
Me
B characters in a while.
He has
I
a
will-
cat.
It's been a long time since I watched Inspector Gadget. I don't know if that surprised you or
I
not.
will be honest. I'm gonna say one last thing about this.
Pooh Shiesty is your dog, but bitch, you know I'm really shiesty.
Exactly. But first of all, my nigga name is Pooh Shiesty. The Shiesty is not for a reason.
Right.
Second of all, I don't want to like perpetuate, you know, young black men ruining their lives, but with violence and committing acts of violence on other black men and like perpetuating that whole like, you know, shit. But kind of seeing like a rapper you fuck with in their music and you like hear or see them do some crazy shit, it's kind of like you really about that life. And you got to think about it, bro. XXX got killed in Florida in a car, damn near exactly like the
We
McLaren.
all wish he had the Draco on him that day.
Bro,
I don't know how much it
Everybody
Like, if
needs
X-
to fucking protect themselves.
if X
Don't let
would
nobody tell you nothing
have upped the
different.
Draco and shot a nigga,
most legendary. Like whatever he had been building in his career, that would have made it all
would've-
way crazier. Yeah.
you feel me? So it's like
Protect yourself. Keep a Blammy pack equipped. Adam rides around with a Blammy as well.
yo, relax.
That's right.
Oh, here I'm about to pull it up.
No,
Blammy Central
you about
everywhere.
to get Ian Connered right now.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's mostly to open boxes and stuff, but could definitely cut somebody real quick too.
That nigga Yuri put out a fucking white gold knife earlier, the fucking platinum knife.
Yuri is someone who does not ride around with the blammy, and I think that's probably a pretty good idea.
He literally rides from down the street to here. He doesn't go anywhere in between.
Yuri reminds me.
One thing I like about
he could
him.
be like Dexter, bro, to where like nobody would know that he's just murdering people, bro.
Oh my god, I believe
you
it.
see
And
Yuri
then
as
he
someone who really
he
has
brought
that in
Riley
him?
into it now too, and they're like that show You, where the nigga girls start helping them
When
kill
are they
people.
bringing that back? That was
They
great.
need to fuck. That was my favorite show of all
There's
time.
so many shows right now that I need to come back, and especially Succession. You guys seen that?
I heard that shit's fire.
Oh my god,
It's
it
on
was
HBO, right?
amazing,
It's
bro.
fire like that?
It's so good. They got to bring it back. It's not funny. It's like, well, it is.
No, I like good acting. I don't
Yeah.
think
Oh,
it'd be
it's
funny.
amazing. Succession is game changer.
But
Bro.
no, wait. Let's explore this fantasy of Yuri being a
Dexter?
serial murderer.
I don't think he's got it in him. He barely knows how anything in the world
That's
works.
how Dexter was. People was like, "This is the nicest, quietest
Nobody
guy."
would ever have
Nobody
suspected.
never knew.
I just think-
except Officer Dukes.
You have to be
Or Dukes.
conniving. I've never seen Yuri do damage or pain or cause harm
No,
to
Dexter
anyone.
didn't do that.
That
either.
is the point.
What? Oh, but Dexter killed criminals and shit,
But
right?
nobody knew Dexter was doing this shit.
Right.
That's also like my nigga Joe from You.
Joe Mama.
I've never.
You gotta watch You. It's
I've
the
never seen You,
best.
bro.
No. Like,
That's a good show too, yeah.
bro, he was on some shit. Like he was the. You know what it was? He was just the ultimate simp. He loved this bitch
That's the guy
so
that's a
much.
stalker, right?
Yes, he loved the bitch so much that he just started doing out of pocket shit. And it was like, bro, if you reach those levels of simpness, there's something wrong.
We gotta get more you in our lives. But you know what I just watched? I just watched the first season of King of the Hill.
I love King of the Hill.
Love King of the Hill, man. Such a great show.
You just went back and decided to
Damage
just
on
dive
Last time
into
I
that.
watched the entire show from beginning to end.
Is the
I love
storyline
Peggy
even?
Hill. Peggy Hill? She don't have the blammy pack. She has the boggle pack. That's one thing I like
What?
about her.
Wait, but is like the plot and story even that structured to where like you watch it from
Damn
season
it,
one,
Bobby!
season 1 to season 10?
I heard that King of the Hill occurs within a 6-year time frame. So like you will see changes in like Luann's life that makes sense for her age, like as she gets older and stuff on the show. Which I've never really watched the whole thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Like I was working on watching all of It's Always Sunny in order
I
for
know.
a while.
There's too many of them, bro.
That's an amazing show.
It's a fucking amazing show.
I just finished Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, you like the hot dog on the stick, huh?
Huh?
Isn't that a thing on there?
What?
Malcolm in the Middle?
No, that's Arrested Development.
What the fuck is you talking about?
But you do like hot dogs on a stick, huh?
Nah, you
No.
know what's my shit? Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, I love Curb.
I'm on
Curb,
season 2.
Curb is one that I've never watched the entire way
Me
through.
either.
That's how I know I'm still very much in the COVID state of mind that I'm like trying to think like, ooh, I could watch 12 seasons of King of the Hill.
Yeah, right.
24
I
episodes
just finished
each
The
season.
Mandalorian season 2.
What is that?
Ain't that a
Star
hotel?
Wars. He says it's a hotel.
That's a hotel in West
No, the
Hollywood.
Mondrian.
The Mondrian.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, fucking the Standard in West Hollywood is closed now?
For real?
Yes, bro.
Damn.
Had some crazy nights in there.
Do you think it's like shut down, like shutting down?
No, it's done.
I think
That's some
what's the hotel
crazy
you just said?
Mondrian.
I think the one and only time that I ever linked with Joe Budden, it might have been there.
What?
And then the one thing that I'll always remember as being like really like a funny like joining of worlds is that number one, as I'm going in there, I realized like, oh, this is why people stay at expensive, cool hotels because you got all these cool ass people in the fucking lobby and shit. Like there's actually like people you would want to see around and everything. So me and Joe Budden have a business discussion of sorts in his penthouse, and then I'm leaving. And when I'm coming out, I see Wheezy. So I'm talking to Wheezy.
out of here.
Exactly. I'm just talking to Wheezy and shit. And then Joe Budden was coming down to do something downstairs, and he sees me just tapping in with Wheezy and his homies. And he just like very much like gave me a look, and he's like,
I like this guy.
he said something like, hey, Adam, you cool. And I was like, you need to get beats from him.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
And then
that
he
would've been
walked
a-
away or some shit like
And
that.
the Mondrian
Joe
is
Budden on
across
a
the
Wheezy
street
beat.
to one of the best restaurants in Hollywood.
Which one?
Katana, man.
Katana, man.
No, it's called Katana, not
Okay.
Katana Man. Don't
Katana
Google
Man.
that. He was like, I can't
Katana
find
Man.
Katana Man anywhere.
I might also be saying the wrong hotel, and I might have just been saying that story for no reason because I thought it was interesting that I met Joe Budden one time.
It's on
But,
Sunset.
I don't know.
Me and Smoke Perp had a very, very lit night, like at the fucking Standard in West Hollywood. And then That's when he had to go to South by Southwest the next morning, and he got arrested at the airport or some shit.
This was after you guys had your beef on the No Jumper tour?
No, this was
during that.
This is before we all went on tour.
Before tour? Holy
Yeah,
shit.
we were all like gang, like, you know, like.
That was crazy. You know, they thought that Housephone was stealing clothes or some shit from
some weird shit. And you know what's crazy?
Sounds like Morpheus to me.
What, nigga? Look at me, niggas be trying to get clothes. They were all buying clothes from me and asking me where did I get this from? Because I'm the type of nigga like. If we about to go to 6-7 cities, whatever, I'm tapping in with all the round 2 type stores, all the niggas that got the Bape,
That's
Supreme,
smart.
all that. Nigga, meet me at the show and bring me some shit. So I'm like, how?
Give me all your free stuff
No,
for no
dead ass.
reason.
No, dead ass. I'm like, nigga, we went on tour. I started with like a regular duffel bag, and then I like bought another one so I could bring extra stuff back
Him
home.
and Smoke Perp were gonna do a song together that we never are gonna get to hear because it didn't
I mean,
happen.
like, just know, like, it ain't no like beef or nothing, like, you know, but it's just like,
at the time,
no.
signals got crossed.
yeah. Honestly, that's when I realized with you, I was like, at the end of the day, no pun intended.
Bro, you say that way more than I do.
No, that's a fact.
Everyone
That's a
says it. I'm listening
for
to
real.
like
I don't say it at
normal-
all no more.
I listen to like normal.
Wait,
like,
let me finish. Let me finish.
Conservative conversations.
I
where
realized
people say
I realized
so much.
I realized about him, like, at the end of the day, like, I love him, and like, this is like a homie, and he honestly like put me in a lot of good positions.
Adam or
But-
Smoke?
Adam. But I'm saying,
okay.
but in that moment, I realized I was like, he is never gonna like stick his neck out for me, like if it's gonna interfere with like business or like some shit like that, because they were on some hoe ass shit. Like they were on some hoe shit. No.
I can't wait to explain this.
No. They told him, if you bring Housephone back on the tour or some shit, like we not performing the rest of the tour. And they were the 2 headliners or something. So it was like, I understood from his point of view, but I was like, damn, this nigga not even gonna like try to like be
But
like.
think about it from our perspective.
Son
we
of a
have,
bitch.
We have these shows that we have
That's what
to
I'm
make
saying.
happen. And
That's
it
what I'm-
wasn't like I wasn't going to stick my neck out for you. It was more like, regardless of if you're in the right or if you're in the
No, that's a
wrong,
fact.
it's not really like a situation where we're going to be able to prove to Smoke Perp that you
Yeah.
were in the right or the wrong. So basically, we're just going to have to like not
No.
do the rest of the
And
tour together, and then we can figure it out afterwards.
Who's getting paid for the
Smoke
tour?
Perp, and
Yeah.
also it, like him performing is the
He was the
reason
headliner.
why we were
But you
able
was
to
getting
do-
a bag too, right?
I mean, honestly, on
Not
that
really,
tour,
yeah, not
I think
really.
when we calculated how much money we all made, it was $2,000
Damn.
to divide between me, Kim, and the other guy who helped us organize it.
And I got kicked off the tour and didn't get paid anything, and they were selling merch with my face on it, and then they had a problem. They had a problem with me asking for the merch so I could like.
Who? Not me.
Well, Kim made some big deal because
My nigga, I was
Kim's
snatched
not
all the
here,
shit
blame
my
it on
face
her,
on
man.
it.
Come on, bro. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, it's all old shit. Don't even matter. But at that moment, I was like, you know, this is the white homie shit. Like the white homie is not gonna really like go to bat. Like, yo, like fuck that. Y'all not about to kick the homie off. But that's why wait. Let me just say, I prefixed the story with saying, as a business person and as like
Business wise, the show must go on.
bro, the show must go on. So like, I could never fault you for that. But you know how many just like niggas be in his DMs like, oh, they was talking shit. So many people like, bro, how they gonna kick you off the tour? They gonna come and do a home. They gonna do cause y'all kicked me off before the LA tour. And bro, the homies was like, we about to go up there and fuck them niggas up, drag them up. Bro, am I lying? The homies was on
I
some
would have
shit.
took all my shirts in there. Like, nigga, this me, nigga.
Bro.
Give me them all.
I mean,
I was definitely jugging shit and doing little shit. Like I remember like this fan was like, yo, like I'll give you like a whole 8-ball and like a whole bag of Zans if you like bring me backstage or some shit. And it was like, I was like,
I already know
I
you
was
learned
like,
how to say shit.
bro. I was like, nigga, let's go. I'm like, I ain't getting
I'm
paid
not mad
for
at
this
that.
shit. No, you know what was crazy too, bro? When we were in Portland, right? We were in Portland. And like when we were opening, like as No Jumper as a whole, it wasn't that many people on stage. It was like me, Adam with a mic, and then Kim was DJing. So I take my wallet, like a random, not even a designer wallet, random wallet, take it out of my bag and out of my back pocket, and I put it on the thing where Kim's DJing before I jump into the crowd.
Right.
I get back on stage, nigga, my wallet's gone, right? It was this one fat nigga this fat white nerdy ass nigga who like owned a brand that I'm not gonna say, but he was a nigga that brought 100 Zans onto the fucking tour bus with us.
Took it?
I don't know, but listen, I'm looking for my wallet the whole time. I'm like, dude, like where else did my wallet go? And then after like me literally tweaking on everybody and looking for it for like an hour, he comes back up to me randomly and gives me my wallet, saying that he found it on the ground and that it was all the money and everything was gone out of it, but my card and ID was still there.
That's so sus. He should have burned that shit if he wanted to not look suspicious, you know, or throw it in somebody else's shit or something. That's like the worst plan ever to not get caught.
I'm not saying he actually did steal it. He might have found it on the ground for real, but I'm just saying this was also the same person who brought 100 Xans.
Yeah, the Xanax era was very, very sloppy, very messy.
There's someone sent me a screenshot from that vlog when me and you were in the fucking grocery store at in the gas station at like 4 a.m. and like, you know, at those random gas stations in the middle of nowhere, this shit probably been sitting in the freezer forever. So the ice cream was hella like frostbited, and I like microwaved the ice cream to
Oh my God.
You're
loosen
giving
it
me a
up.
hard time about doing that the other day.
No, I know.
You throw it in there for 20, 30 seconds. It's so much better than like sitting there
my
staring at a
God.
cube of ice for a half
I'm never
hour.
microwaving no goddamn ice
Bro,
cream.
10 seconds.
imagine stopping at a fucking gas station in like fucking Eugene, Oregon or some shit that literally is on some back road. This Ben and Jerry's has been in there for 4 months. It's frozen
It's
hard.
a brick of ice.
It's
But-
like there's no way a plastic spoon is about to penetrate that.
I remember.
Go ahead.
I just remember looking at that, and I'm like, we're getting in this van to drive for 8 hours, and you're sitting there eating a whole fucking tub of Ben & Jerry's. Like you're just asking to have crazy diarrhea. Like for me, when I eat a pint of Ben & Jerry's, which I've done many times in my
Yeah.
life, my asshole explodes upon
But
the
you know-
toilet bowl within the next 8 hours.
But you know what's crazy? Like that's when I was like younger and just like
Having
I didn't-
diarrhea?
I didn't have those problems really like that. But like now,
Right.
thinking about that, I would never do that now. Being in the car for fucking 12 hours, 14 hours, like. But back then, that wasn't even a problem. I just ate that shit. I was off the Xan and slept for
What
another.
happened to the diarrhea song?
What do you mean?
what?
The diarrhea. But what's the first shit?
No, diarrhea, cha cha cha. Diarrhea,
No.
cha cha cha.
It's like
What the fuck are y'all
Some
talking
funny.
about?
You remember in your tummy diarrhea.
Oh, okay,
Diarrhea. You remember that?
In the pool. And
Man, you feel something cool.
Diarrhea.
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 When you're doing a podcast and I fuck you in the ass.
You are, bro.
You can make up $1 million.
Bro.
When
Jimmy.
I'm driving down the strip feeling like a big crip, diarrhea.
I like that one.
Jimmy thought she was a chick. Then he sucked her fucking dick. Diarrhea.
But then he saw her dick. But that now has nothing to do with diarrhea. When you eating Ben & Jerry's and shit start getting scary. Diarrhea.
Dude, he said, diarrhea.
Diarrhea.
Shrimp and lobster pizza from Barry's. Now the shit is getting scary.
Yo,
That shit fucked my stomach
ultimate
up
way
every
that
time.
you could just tell that somebody's new to LA is when they start geeking out about the fucking
About the lobster pizza.
Barry's lobster pizza.
Yeah.
But mind blown. It's not
It's
lobster.
like imitation.
It's
crab.
shrimp with lobster sauce.
Yeah,
Is
it
it?
is. It
Yes.
is. It is shrimp. But yeah.
That's interesting.
Mind blown.
But
It's
we
just
should
called
start
lobster.
a restaurant and really make real lobster pizza then, right?
And we call it
It'll be expensive.
diarrhea.
Diarrhea.
No, let's call it shrimp pizza, but it's really lobster on it.
Fuck you, Barry's. Who owns Barry's? We got to tap in with them.
Just, I know I've probably before, like me and AD knew who each other were. I probably have seen you at Barry's for sure at like 3 a.m. after the club.
I probably didn't want to stole your wallet at the concert.
I know a rapper.
No, I came. You know where I met you at a long time ago at
the studio-
Swish's.
at Swish Studio?
No, but also I met you at his birthday party too. Remember he did like a showcase. You feel me? It was
in the
like-
valley?
Yeah. That's crazy. Paths crossed
It
so
never
much.
came
He
out.
always fucked with you though.
Nah, for sure. I
It
fuck with
never
him.
came out, but I know a rapper who got their jewelry taken at Barry's. And it never came out. Nobody knows.
I want to know.
I can tell you
who.
guys off camera, but it never
I want you to
came
like
out.
text it to me right now.
Stall him out.
And it's pretty crazy too because it was like a rapper who got very famous, and it was way before they were famous at all, and
That
shit
sound-
went down.
Yeah,
Anybody can get their shit taken though.
And
the-
a fake ass chain too.
Keep the blammy on you, man.
Man.
Real talk. Okay, what else we got to talk about? Okay, AD. You were behind the scenes for the greatest R&B battle of all time in the form of Keisha Cole versus Ashanti. Tell us what it was like pulling up to a versus battle, especially given that you are a known COVID super spreader.
It's sad that everybody thinks this shit. I had to get COVID tested
Right.
before, niggas was there.
And what's interesting about this is that OT Genesis and Keisha Cole have been on good terms for months and months. And you told me,
For a
but you
while.
also made it clear like this: don't tell anybody because they got something planned in the future. They're gonna sort of like unite, whatever. So this was planned out for a while. Was it automatic that OT was gonna pull up to the verses?
We went to the studio with her, and we was just chilling. We all was just drinking one night and shit. And then, she said like she wanted him to come out and shit like that. The shit was dope as fuck.
It was kind of unfortunate because the IGTV version that I was watching completely cut off his
cut his
eyes,
shit.
so you couldn't really like see that it was him that much. But it was pretty cool that in a versus battle, OT's wearing a shirt that is a direct reference to his podcast with AD. I'm like, wow, we're a part of that moment. That's a beautiful
for sure.
thing.
Bro, crazy.
Yeah.
Some other shit I'll tell you off camera.
Yeah. What my main thing though, when I try to watch it on Instagram, I was like, this is the worst sound that I've heard on one of these.
One of the
like
verses.
the Gucci and Jeezy one. The sound was pretty solid and made it kind of easy to watch. This one, the audio was horrible.
Let me tell you something though. On some real shit, this nigga OT was like running the shit for her, bro. Like manager, everything,
I
bro.
believe it.
Like he was telling him, like, hey, the audio quality is not right. The fucking what's it called?
gotta
He
make
was
sure.
going back. He really looked out for her, bro.
That's fire.
Yeah.
What is the consensus on who won? Because that I didn't know.
I never understand that.
I didn't. It's just like whoever shit goes
It's
the
just,
hardest. Like
it's just a
you-
celebration of
that's
you know what I'm
but
saying?
like
the artist.
I always hear like Joe Budden and them talk about like who won, and they go song by song. Like that music is so foreign to me. It's like I have
know,
no
nigga.
chance of being able to judge who won. Who do you think won?
I'm rocking with the West Coast. I think the homegirl Keisha won for
She
sure.
from
For
out here? I
sure.
didn't even know that.
Yeah,
from
she from the Bay.
I fuck with Murder Inc., so I was personally rooting for Ashanti.
I feel like Ashanti
I love Ashanti.
had more time in the game, and I think she
She's
just
so
got
beautiful.
I think, oh man, I think she just has more like bigger songs than Keisha Cole. But Keisha Cole had a very successful career.
I know
And
almost nothing about Keisha Cole. I'll be honest with
Bro, Keisha has records.
She
bro.
does though.
you. Really.
Yeah, and
She
then
does.
you know what was dope about the versus battle is, and something I didn't know about her, is that she said she was supposed to get signed to fucking Death Row back then.
What?
And Tupac told her, like,
Huh?
you're going to be big one day. Yeah, she said it in the versus battle too.
how old is she? What?
I think she was like 15 or something.
She
bro.
was around then, around that time.
I guess her brother or something was cool with Suge, but
That's
she was
crazy.
supposed to get signed to Death Row, and I guess Pac told her, like, you're going to be big one day.
You just barely missed out on being signed to Death Row.
Nigga, no.
If you were born like 5 years earlier,
Nigga,
you
I was probably-
100%.
I was probably 3.
You would have 100%
Oh my
caught a body for Suge. No, but they had latter era rappers. You had like Crooked Eye. Like you could have been around in the Crooked Eye era. Like, oh yeah, I got this new crop of rappers. I got Crooked Eye. I got the homie AD. Rah rah rah. I'm gonna let my dog eat this dude.
Shout out to Crooked Eye.
Shout out Suge. That's just
my
how I
guy.
picture Suge. Is like there's just like a
I've
dog
been
like
around
eating a
Suge.
dead body over there or
I've
something.
been around Suge many times.
Yeah.
Cool guy to me.
Yeah. But does that like, do you sort of realize that like, he's probably been pretty uncool to a lot of people too, right?
Yeah.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Ain't that the truth?
I mean, but when you like, when you the people that everybody thinks is the craziest are like normal to somebody from the streets. You know what I'm saying? It's like that intimidation shit works with people that are not like
Yeah.
part of that culture.
Wasn't that primarily like when I would read stories about Suge just basically like bullying people and just being so unbelievably like mean and fucked up to people? It sounds like those almost entirely
Dangle.
people from the
Well,
streets that he was.
You know who?
No, he
with, right?
he dangled iced tea. I mean, not iced tea.
Vanilla
Yeah, and
Ice?
even when you hear
Vanilla
about like the
Ice.
shit with him and Dre
Not
and
Ice-T.
everything, that's what always shocked me. Is like, how the fuck could you possibly think that you're gonna run a business and a record label out of like fear and intimidation? Like that
'cause
shit is good
it
to have.
fucking
in your,
worked.
it's good to have that
It
in your
worked.
back. Yeah, it worked for a little while, but he lost all his like top talent at the peaks of their careers. But I mean, think about it, like. If you're like, I could just never imagine trying to run a record label. That it's good if you're willing to kill someone or torture someone or whatever.
Dangle them off a balcony.
That can be an asset, I guess, because you can have that element of fear in people. But to be so consistently like that just seems insane.
Because if it worked, the nigga, why would he not keep
But
doing
I don't
it?
think
I guess
I
to
don't
him.
think that Suge and death row would be as big as it was if they didn't have that intimidating factor.
was called Death Row.
It's
But don't you think a big part of them being so big? Death Row is not huge because they were so intimidating. They were huge because
I'm
they
talking
had
about behind the scenes.
artists
Yeah.
like Dr. Dre and fucking Snoop Dogg.
You
and
need to
Tupac.
talk to Wack, because you know Wack was around Suge all them days and shit. That's what.
But there's just such a historical revisionism thing that people tend to do when somebody is like in jail and stuff, where they're like, "Oh, he was cool, he was a good guy." They just don't want to think about all the bad shit that they were accused of doing and shit.
Yeah.
I can't believe he's sitting in jail still right now.
I know, isn't that crazy? R.I.P. Larry King, man.
Oh, I forgot
That's
about
fucked
that.
up, man.
It's harsh.
I
That's fucked
kind
up.
of forgot that happened like a couple days ago. Like,
Yeah,
And they
everybody's
said from
dying,
COVID,
man.
right?
It's a fucked up couple of years right now. Yeah.
My nigga, fuck, bro.
He had COVID and then he died. We don't know if it was 100% related to it, although it seems like a safe bet.
Bro, today is the day Kobe died, bro.
Oh, Jesus. Can you believe that's been a year?
Yes, bro.
Today was the day I should have worn my fucking Kobe shirt.
Bro, I got Kobe tatted on my head, bro. That shit was so
On your head?
devastating.
The number?
No, I got Kobe.
Let me see.
You
I never
cried when
seen
he
that.
passed?
Damn, I never
Did
knew
you cry
had
when he
that. That's
passed?
fire.
Hell yeah, bro. That
Really?
shit's fucked
Hit
up.
you like that, huh?
Bro, it's a hero, man.
What did he
Yeah.
represent to you just as a non-sports fan? Help me understand.
Nah, it's not even about that. Like when you grow
Yeah.
up, everybody's just like, nigga, that's
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant. That's the best,
Kobe,
nigga.
yeah.
And what he stood for, like even like watching old like interviews and shit today, like, bro, it's crazy, bro. Like he really was on his game. And I read this book, bro, right? And it's by Tim Grover, bro. It's called Relentless. You know what I'm saying? Every once in a while, I always read that shit. He was a trainer for Jordan. He was a trainer for Kobe, D Wade, and shit like that. And basically, he broke down like how Kobe's mentality was and why he was a champion, bro. Like he really worked. Like when people were out partying, Kobe, like, you know, you win a championship, Kobe back in the gym. You know what I'm saying? And you can apply
That's
that
fire.
you can apply that to your life with everything you do, podcasting, rapping, whatever, bro.
I
Entertaining,
want to see you in
acting.
here podcasting until 2 in the morning instead of going out drinking every night.
My nigga, I'm here more than anybody.
No, that's a fact.
What
He's
the
here more
fuck?
than you at this point.
Yes.
That's a fact.
No, I feel that. I learned so much about Kobe after he passed in terms of just like his overall outlook on life and everything. And it was very
LA
Very impressive.
legend.
I was
bro.
about to say, just like I'm not even a nigga that like really cared about sports like that, but bro, watching Kobe take over the city and him and Shaq together and then him by himself and just like this fucking long ass run they went on, it was like, bro, like the city was lit every fucking year going to the Lakers parades. And like the only basketball game I've ever been to was the Lakers versus like the Rockets on Christmas or something. It was literally the littest shit I ever been to in
I
my
went to
life.
one of his last games too.
For real.
I still got like the ticket and shit.
really.
Yeah, bro.
Wow. So
You know
sad.
what was crazy, bro? When he passed away, it was like the night, it was like the weekend of my friend's birthday or some shit. And like they were all on acid. And I remember reading the tweet that Kobe passed away. And like I was the only one that wasn't on acid. I was lit, but I wasn't on acid.
It was nighttime when you found out?
It was
I remember
the
it
morning
being-
after.
No,
No,
they-
it was the
I
I
morning.
remember finding out like middle of the day or like morning. Like Lena
No, it
said
was
it
the
to
morning.
me, and it was one of those things where I was like,
Yeah, right.
I was like, Lena, like you probably shouldn't like even say that unless it's from a reputable
No,
source. And she's
exactly.
like, well, TMZ posted it too, and I'm like,
No,
what?
that's what I'm saying. Look, so the shit start
fucked me up,
the
bro.
shit start developing more, and I'm sitting in a room full of people on acid, and I was like, I don't want to like fuck up their trip, but like I was like, just don't look at Twitter. And like as the more details start coming out, like, okay, Kobe passed away. Okay, Kobe passed away in a fucking fiery
with his kid.
No, like that's what I'm saying. It kept building. It was like Kobe passed away. Kobe passed away in a fucking fiery helicopter accident. Actually, not only Kobe died, him and his daughter and hella other people. Like, it was just like, what the fuck
Bro,
is going on?
The same way that I felt with that is like when Nip died, bro. Like
Yeah.
it was, bro. Like when Nip died, I literally was in Lake Havasu, bro, about to turn up and have fun, my nigga. And then I got that news, my nigga. Like before, like a homie called me and told me, like, bro, Nip got here. I was like, huh, my nigga. The whole trip, my nigga, I was like, man, this is fucked up, bro.
You couldn't party?
Hell nah,
Really?
bro.
No, I'm gonna be honest.
Hero,
Look,
Plans
bro.
to drink went out the window as soon
My
as you found
nigga,
out about
I
that. Really?
no,
was
listen,
sick, bro.
listen. The same thing happened to me with Juice World. We were, I was with some badass bitches too. Damn, I can't. R.I.P. Juice, but I should have stayed there. But I was with these bitches kicking it, and it was like 6 a.m. or some shit like that, 7 a.m. And then like I like see a TMZ tweet, and then I saw Chris posting hella shit, and I was just like, "There's no way this really happened." And like, I got the fuck up and just left where I was at.
Yeah, I saw that one in the morning when that happened. That was,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Brutal.
At least we all have hearts, and we don't just continue partying after someone.
Bro, all the girls around when Nip died was crying, bro. It was like, my nigga, the fucking vibe was just done.
Yeah, of course.
I remember I was at an Armenian family party, and it was very
When Nipsey
awkward because clearly I was the only person here who knew who Nipsey Hussle was, and it was just weird because I couldn't leave. It would be awkward for me to have like left immediately, but also it was just like I'm looking at Twitter like, this is fucked. Like, this is a fucking nuclear bomb
Bro,
going
for
off
LA
on LA
too,
right
my
here.
nigga.
Yeah.
For Nip and Kobe,
In the same year.
bro. Nip and Kobe, my nigga, back to back, bro. For LA was like, my nigga, we took them L's, bro. Shit was fucked up.
Yeah,
bro.
it really don't seem like 2021 is feeling like letting up after a bad 2020.
Yeah,
2021 don't seem like it's gonna stop with all this crazy shit.
But I ain't gonna lie, 2021 so far
The Capitol
has been
got stormed.
I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah,
The way more people like right now, it seems like it's a better year so far.
Just people like being more together or something.
2020 was trash, bro.
Yeah, it was.
it would be hard to imagine 2021 having as many deaths. And
Well, nigga, we're only in January, so
but
calm
also,
down.
COVID was a huge part of it, and I feel like even though COVID is really bad right now, it's like we have kind of seen the worst of it. Hopefully,
we don't.
Maybe.
We don't
know.
know that. Yeah.
They
we
keep
don't
saying more strains keep coming out and shit.
Yeah, I honestly, fuck that shit.
It's almost like you should get vaccinated.
No, it's crazy when I got vaccinated at the Versus battle.
Oh, wait.
You mean tested?
I mean tested. My
I
bad.
was like, what? I was like, what?
No. Hey, I said that
you
wrong.
will. Both of you will get vaccinated, by the way.
I'm out. Yeah, right.
In the next year, you will get vaccinated because you're not gonna have a social life otherwise.
Nigga, I'm gonna have a social life and I'm not.
Yeah, you're gonna be in like the one shitty strip club that lets you not have a vaccination
Nope.
pass.
I'm gonna get them motherfuckers forged and I'll be right
Oh
there.
God!
by
Hey,
you.
hey, tap in with @Blazzies on Instagram if you need your COVID vaccination.
you
Here
know-
forged
comes
papers.
the CDC to come get them.
You know that I feel like faking vaccinations
It's probably like a federal-
it's probably got to be like a really high level offense.
You can
that-
refuse it because of your religion.
You can
what religion are you? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm a Crip. I can't get vaccinated.
I'm not gonna tell you.
What is your religion?
I'm not gonna tell you.
He's not obligated to disclose that information.
You can't tell me. I don't know if you bang Muslim or Christian.
I don't know if you bang.
I'm not getting the vaccine.
Okay, but what is your religion?
When your arm falls off, don't have me fill in for you.
Okay, if my arm falls off, you have every right to be like, haha, I told you your arm was going to
If
fall
you
off
walk in doing
if
the
you got
burning,
vaccinated.
you walk in like burning.
You better watch out. You're going to get electrocuted by that fence. A lot of people don't know that these are electric fences. Anyway, what else should we talk about before we wrap this? We talked about Pooh Shiesty. We talked about Six Dogs. We talked about Jimmy Smacks with a dick in his face.
Oh my God.
We talked about Mean Girls. We talked about Keisha Cole versus Ashanti. Is there anything that's being demanded in the chat? Are they telling us to talk about anything, Josh?
They probably were going rampant that we were talking about nothing for a little bit, and then we brought up the Six Dogs. They're probably like, talk about Six
Yeah,
Dogs.
that's true. Because I put out a poker video today, which, by the way, I would also like to say, head on over to the Adam22 channel and watch me play poker. I would love you and appreciate you if you liked and commented it. But
I had to archive a pic earlier because they were like, fucking Six Dogs died and you were posting funny shit.
yeah, I got so many comments that were like, RIP Six Dogs. I'm like, this is a poker video that has nothing to do with that. But I feel
know.
you know?
No,
Yeah.
no, I felt that, but like honestly, I also don't like to necessarily like join in on like the whole bandwagon of like when someone passes away, everyone starts posting the DMs, everyone starts like, I'm gonna be honest, I naturally did that. I went back and like looked and like, but I didn't like post it, and I'm like,
I posted just him sending me a
talked to
cat.
this.
He sent me a picture of his cat.
No, that's fine. But I'm saying like I actually like talked to this kid. We actually like knew him. Like it wasn't like some random motherfucker. So like I don't know. It's always a weird thing.
I just hate when people online are like, oh my God, like someone died earlier today. How
can't
dare you
believe
put
you-
out this YouTube video that has nothing to do with it? It's like, motherfucker, a lot of us have schedules of our YouTube content that are
Yeah.
already put in place like a week or
Yeah.
two in advance. So it's like, it just seems kind of like wacky to be like, oh, you're not
Yeah.
paying attention to this. Or, the crazy shit was during the fucking, the protests and shit, how every OnlyFans girl, every hot girl stopped posting anything for like a solid like 2 weeks. Nothing posted.
I know, because it was like, bitch, we don't care about your ass right now. Black
Every
Lives
day.
Matter.
I think my girl might have posted something at one point, and it was just all like, "How dare you post it?"
But
like,
that is, I mean, like, I felt that, but
It
like,
is insensitive.
you know what? I feel like, bro, I'm trying to, I want to see some ass while all this, like,
But for how long is it insensitive?
no, I'm saying I want to see some ass while all this turmoil is going on in life.
That's what I'm saying too.
So I kind of appreciate the ass.
all the
being
white
posted.
girls should have to give their OnlyFans away for free, and all the black girls should charge double.
Sounds great to me.
I was
You
looking.
guys are just like, this is a good idea. That sounds fair.
I was looking for something to critique about that from you, but honestly,
I think it would have the unintended effect of just what all these white girls getting tons of. Well, I mean, if they make their OnlyFans free, that's maybe they cut the price in half.
no, they got to donate.
But if they make theirs
they
less
have to
expensive,
donate all of the
they're going to sell way
proceeds.
more. And if the black girls make theirs twice as expensive, they're going to sell way less.
They have to donate all of the proceeds for like from like a week or two or whatever, like whatever allotted amount of time
To black
to
creators.
black organizations or businesses or something like that.
And also,
with that.
Macklemore has to cut his hand off and give it to a black guy.
Macklemore actually just dropped a dope song.
I know, and
about-
he got roasted so bad
and he
for
said
it on
he
Twitter.
doesn't care.
What was the song about?
If you're
about
Macklemore,
Black Lives Matter.
That's fire.
if you're Macklemore,
Can
you're
we
gonna get
go
roasted
back?
for everything you fucking say, no matter what, when it comes to like racial issues. But that's the weird thing about Macklemore is that like you don't hear about him for years, and then he just comes out and you bang him over the head with some racial justice type stuff.
love that,
which
though.
I love it.
he really
Honestly,
needed
he's
to,
sick,
but
bro. Honestly, shout out to him.
If Kendrick,
He has one of the best videos ever.
if he, I
He
cannot
has
believe
best
you're
one
saying
that-
that.
he
Honestly,
has- he has
I
one of
can't
his
believe
music
how much
videos?
appreciation you have for Macklemore right
No,
now.
he
Bro,
also-
the music video, I'm talking about the cinematography of the music.
Of Thrift Shop.
No, of the Where We Go.
Yeah,
Back.
exactly.
That video is fucking
Wait,
crazy.
I don't
wait.
know if I've ever seen anything with Macklemore besides Thrift Shop.
Okay,
I'm
now
We're gonna watch
listen.
it after this.
Also, he also had one of the most fire non-player Jordan collabs of all time.
He had a Jordan collab?
Jordan 6s, Macklemore Jordan 6s.
What
and
do
they're,
you think-
they're like the Seattle Seahawks colorway.
What do you think would
So
happen
fire.
right now if Macklemore beat Kendrick for Album of the Year, like he did?
Bro,
about to say.
that was
That was
fucked up.
it was very not good. Yeah.
I was hot, cuz.
There's probably a lot of people hot, but like we know that the Grammys is not going off of critical acclaim by the streets. Like nigga,
If
it's
that's the case, nigga, Lil Baby sold more than everybody in 2020, and they're
He
not
did
giving
not
him
get
no,
the respect he
that's
deserved for it
fucked
because they'd
up.
rather give it to girls. But
okay. Now you just want
when it comes to
bullshit.
awards, I'm just saying, like at a certain point, it's kind of like we know who the biggest, hottest rapper that came out this year is. Why are y'all trying to tell us it was someone
Like-
else?
like
You're
Nick-
clearly lying.
But
And
it's
see
not
what
about
Macklemore
that.
did? He hit up Kendrick the next day and said, "You should have won."
But
that.
how'd you feel about that?
I said that was gangster.
Him posting it, you think it was good?
I mean, honestly, if he felt that way, then yes. But if he
think
didn't, then
he kind of
He had to say something. I think that the overall conclusion at the time was that posting you messaging Kendrick that was a little weird. Like you just sort of putting
Kendrick-
that out on Front Street.
did Kendrick write
I don't
back?
think he posted Kendrick responding.
he just posted he sent the message.
Yeah.
So it's like if you didn't see the DM, nigga, here it is
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah,
page.
yeah. It's on my Instagram for millions of people to see. Ha ha. Yo, but okay, this is something I saw academics say on YouTube the other day. Like it was from his Twitch stream, but I thought it was interesting. I wanted to throw this opinion out there. Sometimes I notice that he has takes that are more spicy than I would care to make. Like I probably wouldn't have said this myself, but I think it's interesting. He said, you know, remember back in the day, it was very much like Kendrick versus Drake in terms of
Yeah.
like, these are clearly the two top rappers. And if they drop around the same time, this is clearly going to be viewed as a contest to see who sells more and whose record has the biggest impact. Ack was on stream the other day and he was saying, nobody talks about that anymore because it's 100% Drake.
Yeah,
Drake by far would outsell Kendrick, and if Kendrick dropped
Fuck outta
right,
here.
and that Drake's current stuff is competing with his old stuff,
Bro,
not and that
K-Dot-
Kendrick and Drake would not be in
Whoa,
competition right now.
whoa,
You think if they
whoa,
drop, you disagree with this?
whoa,
I assumed you would
whoa,
disagree with
whoa,
this.
Whoa, nigga, no. Put some respect on K Dot's
for
name,
sure, for
nigga.
sure.
That nigga, bro, when he drops, and he's took so long with dropping right now, if he drops the same time as Drake, my nigga, it's
Yeah.
going to be, it's either going to be comparable or it's going to be fucking high.
You think he could sell
Give me
more
numbers.
than Drake right
Give me
now?
numbers. Give me numbers. What y'all thinking?
But okay, what
I think they both would sell
What's
$1 million
the
a week.
baseline of what Drake
$1
will sell
million?
right now? He'll
I
do-
think Drake can sell $1 million a
Nah,
week right
that's
now.
not even
Drake's
possible
doing
no
half
more.
$1 million in a week. Like if he has like the biggest single in the world, he could maybe do
600.
Okay, who?
500.
But nobody does $1 million.
The last 3 years, who sold the most in 1 week?
Drake. pretty much.
And
like
how much was it?
Some other people, but it's like around like 400K.
yeah, some
but I
shit.
remember
Oh,
like
okay, well, then, yeah.
prior
Yeah, nobody
Drake
hasn't sold
projects,
$1 million in a
he
while.
had crazier first weeks because of
That's like Lil
like,
Wayne
when you
era.
have like a Hotline Bling. That will make everything. That will make your album do such crazier numbers than just like one solid body of work that everybody's listening to. But the thing is too is that the bundling has changed a shitload. Nobody is selling records quite at the same level that they were able to. But so I feel like even Drake, his best performance is maybe clocking in like 500, 600,000 units
That's good,
first
though.
week or whatever.
You think so? I'm thinking he might do like 300.
300?
Nah,
But
Drake is
Uzi
doing
does
more than that.
300.
Uzi did like
Drake-
Cardi did like
160.
120 or
Drake,
140
Drake
or
is
some shit.
doing at least. If you put it that way, he's doing at least 500-600, bro.
I think that's but didn't views do 400K?
Nah, I was
And
about
that
to
probably
say,
was
like-
with the merch
Bro,
collab.
it's
Hey, yo,
fucking Drake, bro.
Josh, can you pull up Drake's most recent, like Drake's like his last couple albums,
It's
album
fucking
numbers?
Drake, bro.
That's but like,
See, we're doing the exact thing I hate right here. You can't even see AD.
Oh yeah.
Housephone is leaning forward,
Oh,
AD's
my
leaning
bad,
back.
my bad.
No. It's all right. I was just
All
saying that's what we got to figure that out at some point.
We gotta turn his fucking table.
Yeah, if we twist the table, or maybe honestly, it's just the camera more than the table. Yeah, boy, whatever. It's completely unrelated. But
Yeah, but no,
yeah.
it's like you said, the times are just so different with it. Well, Drake never did a merch bundle sale
doesn't
that
have
like
to.
Yeah, he never.
But don't you think he probably did before that he was doing merch bundling? Everyone was doing merch bundling
but
up
I don't
until
think
like
Drake
a couple
ever
years
did
ago.
merch
I think
bundling.
he probably did.
Nah.
He got so much merch in the first place. Why wouldn't you put the album as
No,
a
but-
digital download with an OVO hoodie on your website?
I don't think he don't have to do that.
But everybody wants to sell a lot of records. He don't
Yeah.
have to do that. But,
But-
if Drake sells some enormous amount first week, that's obviously good for his career, and
No,
he's
that's
going
a
to do
fact.
anything possible to sell as many records as possible. AD.
But it sound good, but I've looked into shit like this, and even if he did do it, it wasn't on a level where it was like a Travis Scott, where he was like a literal whole line of clothes. Like,
Yeah,
you
well,
know.
there's certain people like Travis Scott and
That
6ix9ine
overdo it.
that kind of like became like the symbols of the bundling gone wrong, and that it was like just
Gone
being
wrong.
taken too far.
Where was the Travis Scott gone wrong?
Not that it went
That shit was
wrong,
booming.
but it was okay. Remember?
shit went
Do you
crazy.
remember when it was
Him and Nicki Minaj?
It was you got the Travis Scott album download with the Kylie makeup set.
Oh,
Wasn't that
yeah.
like
Oh,
that was
that
what
was-
made Astro World like the most insane opening week or whatever was because they did that, and then at some
Wait,
point
did
they,
that really? Was
Yeah,
that
I'm
a
pretty
thing?
sure. But then they changed
That's
it.
cap. I don't think
that is true. They changed it so that you couldn't have the
fucking cap.
product that you were giving away along with the album couldn't be completely unrelated. Because I remember at one point DJ Khaled was doing what was it, like a
Energy
fucking-
drink.
You get a crate of energy drinks
Yeah.
along with his album, and then at some point they got to be like, this is the stupidest thing ever.
Okay.
This obviously doesn't represent how popular his album is.
If someone could send me a screenshot from Travis Scott's website of that time that said you get a Kylie, because that would be a whole. I feel like Nicki Minaj would have made an even more big debacle of that situation if that was true, where you could buy a Kylie
I
Jenner
think she
like
did.
makeup.
I think that
kit.
was one
She
of
did
her
kinda-
arguments.
Well, no,
That was
she
kind of one of
made
her arguments, though.
an argument, but she was like, this nigga selling sweaters and having Kylie
Repost
and
and shit.
Stormy promoted, but she never. That would be crazy because she has one of the biggest makeup lines. Like,
Listen, if you are dating Kylie Jenner and when your album drops, you get to have her basically like incentivizing people to go cop it. I can't think of any cheat
Yeah.
code greater
Yeah.
in the game ever. And she is the number one girl that would be able to drive those fucking
Hell
sales
yeah.
for you in America at this time. It's insane.
You know what she did that was crazy though? She did post or something on Snapchat like me and Stormy are like coming on going on tour with like gonna be at the shows, like buy tickets to the show. That is something that's crazy.
Nigga, that's your girl supposed to do.
But like they're so famous that like you know how many people are that probably don't even know who Travis Scott
Like, I'm
is
gonna go buy
are
me a
now
ticket.
gonna go to Travis Scott's show just to fucking
There's
possibly
so many
see her there.
people that have like incredibly poppin' girlfriends that don't do that. You know, like most people, like
Or they couldn't even get away
even the
with it.
biggest rappers we know, that just doesn't even probably cross their mind. Like when I don't know. I mean, like you know, it just doesn't really usually happen like that. I'm sure they broke her off. Like it still had to be a business arrangement type shit. But you think that if Travis Scott dropped an album right now that Kylie's posting about it or doing anything close to that?
No, not at all. Because they're not even like. I mean, I don't know if they're together like that, but I don't think so.
That would be epic.
Also, don't think he probably even needs it anymore.
Oh yeah, how about this? Beyonce gets Gucci Mane, who has previously trashed her in lyrics about her husband Jay-Z and her. He threw her in the mix with it. Beyonce has Gucci Mane modeling for her fucking
Ivy
new
Park?
clothing line, the Ivy Park thing or
Adidas
whatever.
collab?
That's just fine.
That's insane. That's like
I didn't see
such-
that. When did that come out?
So much must have happened behind the scenes for that to be cool because, okay, I'll give you the full trajectory. Is like Gucci and
Yeah,
Jeezy was
please.
beefing like 2009 and shit. And then he, at one point, saying like, Jay-Z's the entree, you're just the appetizer, etc. And then in
kinda
2016, after Gucci gets out of jail, there was a moment where he saw Jay-Z in the studio and they took a flick together. But then you never saw anything come from that. And I think Gucci might have even hinted at the idea of them doing a song together, whatever. But
That would be crazy. Unreleased Jay-Z Gucci
but
Mane
then
song.
there was an interview clip that came out maybe even like a year ago where Gucci said in an interview that he don't fuck with people that run behind Jay-Z, basically saying that he don't respect the fact that people treat Jay-Z like he's just like the greatest of all time, rah, rah, rah. And like, you know, there was multiple different things that Gucci said kind of trying to bait Jay-Z around that time. So for him to somehow have behind the scenes squashed whatever and he's doing that level of campaign for Beyonce, like mind blowing.
He's a different person.
Yeah, but why
yeah.
would they decide to squash the beef with this random, like, not that
Who
he's
said
random,
it was
but
beef? But who said it was beef? Like
it
that?
was definitely like disrespect. And like, when have you ever seen Jay-Z take it easy on someone who had disrespected him? This is not how
Bro.
we know Jay-Z of doing.
Him and Nas are cool, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, real cool. Nas puts his album out and Jay-Z drops his first song in 2 years the day his fucking album comes out, bro. Jay-Z
niggas is
and
cool,
Nas
man.
are so half cool that it's like it's the weirdest, most like shady. I've seen so many weird little things over the years, bro. That shit was crazy. Like,
But I feel like that's how the trajectory of Gucci and Young Jeezy is gonna go from this point on. Now that they did the verses and like talk about this, like,
but bro, think about if you're Young Jeezy. And the best thing that you had going at that time was that he was signed to Def Jam and Jay-Z's like the president of Def Jam around that time. And now Gucci's girls is putting him in the ad looking fresh as hell. Like Jeezy's just got to be sitting at home in his fucking wife beater just like, what the fuck?
you think
is
he really
this?
is thinking about that?
I don't think Jeezy
Yes.
cares.
Yeah, that was a crazy narrative you just like tried to paint.
Man, how could Jeezy not care when he was just on stage with Gucci and Gucci was trashing his dead homie?
But like,
Bro, he didn't. Bro, he did the verses anyway, so it's just like,
yeah.
You don't think? Sometimes I feel like you guys aren't really like here for this conversation. You think
No,
that it
nigga.
didn't bother him when he dissed his dead friend that
Okay.
Jeezy sent to
But
kill
see-
him
but see-
on stage? It was one of the most viral
But
things
see-
that's happened in
but
hip hop
look,
of
look,
all
look.
time.
I was
Maybe.
told that they weren't as cool like that to where it's affected him that way.
It was
I
like,
don't know, but that's
might have
somebody
been,
told me.
It might have been like some random shooter nigga that was, you know, he was CTE affiliated.
I'm totally open to the possibility that Jeezy doesn't really give a fuck about this dude that he used to be cool with that he once sent on a murder mission. I'm totally open to that idea. But
He might have not even. No, you got to think about it.
But that's what I'm saying. If y'all
he
not
put
cool
the-
like that, then it's like,
And you
okay,
gotta-
I'm
look.
gonna let something that happened 20 years ago affect me from getting a bag.
Yeah.
With
Listen.
somebody I don't have a problem with no more.
And you also have to think about the fact of like he publicly put that bounty on the chain. That don't mean that he necessarily called these niggas up
To say kill him.
Like, yo,
And-
go do that.
listen-
Them niggas might have been thirsty from CTE and wanted some bread.
The whole thing is that Jeezy and the BMF shit and everything at the time, he wouldn't have had to be the one
To make
ordering
the-
the murder. He was part, like Young Jeezy was brought into the game as part of like the voice box of a criminal organization.
Yeah.
Like that's just reality of how that shit played out.
Free Big
So
Meech.
at the end of the day, it's like he would never have had to order the murder himself, but he did get on mixtapes and basically say it, and then his artist went and did it. It's like maybe he wasn't the one who had the conversation with him, and like I'm sure there was 100 different people
Yeah.
involved in his world
There were
at
probably
that time.
there were probably niggas lined up to like prove themselves to Young Jeezy.
Yeah, Jeezy's one of the hottest rappers in the world at that time.
Hell
Of course,
yeah.
there was people ready to put in work for him, especially like his
homies.
peoples and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm just fascinated by Gucci being sort like it's even Gucci doing the Gucci line was like mind blowing.
Yeah, that was
wow,
crazy.
they're finally fucking like gonna embrace this guy after all these years. Like
Yeah.
that's amazing. Like and you know that's what fucked me up when I saw that Pokemon Go did a Gucci collab in the game.
That's kinda crazy,
I'm
what?
like,
That's crazy as
I'm
fuck.
like,
Where you could like buy like a Gucci skin or something.
you
in
could
the-
go
in the
to a
app.
Gucci store and there would be a
That's-
special Pokestop that you could spin and you would get the North Face Gucci collab. I didn't
Huh?
do it because
They did that for that.
marketing.
you could get it in the game.
Oh,
you could
that-
wear it.
no,
in
I
the
know,
game.
but I'm saying like that's fire.
Right, but that blew my mind because I'm like, oh, that's really cool to see Gucci embracing Pokemon after this game has been out for a couple of years, even though like all these rappers have been spending literally like every dollar that they have for all these years on their clothes, and you have just barely like remember the only reason they embraced Dapper Dan was because they ripped off a bunch of shit that Dapper Dan had initially done in the first place. They got a ton of hate, and then they're finally like, okay, I guess we got to do some shit with Dapper Dan. It's like it didn't really seem like it was coming from that sincere of a place.
Nothing.
And I've heard from people that Gucci over the years has gotten cease and desist over and over and over from Gucci for like borrowing their sort of graphics and like putting stuff on merch or anything like.
Wait, you said like smaller brands are getting cease and desist?
No. Gucci Mane has gotten cease and desist from Gucci for using their name or likeness or imagery in different ways. I don't know the exact specifics of how that would have played out, but for them to like now be putting them in a line and everything, like I know it's Gucci. At the end of the day, it's high fashion. They're never going to just be embracing every new cool rapper or whatever. That's like not what their brand is about. But to see them embracing people like Dapper Dan and Gucci and shit it's been very good.
No, I mean, like, I feel like, you know, just the worlds of like mainstream fashion and just people just being more aware of shit. And like, there probably are more, you know, people of color in these type of conversations and in these boardrooms and fucking, we got Virgil at fucking Louis Vuitton and shit. And it's like, you know, I feel like it's getting better, but it's like, it's also for the benefit of their brand. It's not coming
2021. You can't just be completely fucking oblivious to the black experience when you know that a gigantic percentage of
your sales
who you're selling to is black people.
Yeah, and it's like what's making it cool and what is making people want. Even if it's not just black customers, the influence that the black community has on fashion and how fucking.
They had a good 40 years of just completely ignoring the people that were actually making their clothes popular, and then like now they're finally like, all right, we'll give a
like
couple
Tommy
people
Hilfiger.
deals. Yeah, you holding a grudge against him?
No, give me an endorsement.
But you know that was the fakest shit ever that we all believed as kids. Like everybody said that Tommy Hilfiger went on Oprah and basically said we don't want black people wearing our stuff.
He never said that.
It was not true. It would have been like, can anyone imagine?
I think
him
it was
doing
from
that?
I think it was from the movie Bamboozled, bro.
Huh?
Because they had a part that said Timmy Hill nigga. They kept saying that shit in there. You feel me? So I think that's kind of like what kind of fueled that even more.
I don't even remember
watch Bamboozled.
That,
it's a crazy movie.
I'm gonna put that on the list next to Baby Boy.
Randomly, shout out to Ricky Hill.
What happened to him?
Well, I don't know, but I just heard his name like earlier today, and then now we're talking about Tommy Hilfiger. I'm like, damn, what happened to him?
I'd like to know what he's up to, even though I have absolutely no idea.
La Costra Nostra, that was the name of his record label or some shit like that. That was a very like that era of music was like crazy. Like
when I think about Ricky Hill though, back then I was just a fan. This is like what 2010,
12,
something like that. Yeah,
whatever.
I remember really just thinking like,
what is?
He's got a famous rich dad. Like I'm not fucking listening to this shit, which is unfair, and I regret that.
It honestly was unfair because his shit was actually fire.
But have you ever really listened to Jaden Smith with an open mind?
No,
Jaden, I have.
Like I didn't listen.
You showed me the history of dance with Will Smith in it the other day, and he walked off stage during the twerking part.
Yes,
that was pretty cool.
Jaden Smith, I was very, very shocked.
Yeah, no. This is the thing though, because you said, "Have I listened to it? Did I go into it with an open mind? With an open mind? No, I didn't go into it with that. But after leaving, I was like, this nigga's fire. Very creative, so hands on, and I feel like he's just a part of like the whole. Like a lot of people, they're being like puppeted up by their labels or whatever. I feel like he's has his own vision, and like I feel like he's making it come true. I don't know.
Do you feel like
I respect it?
You know, shit's fire.
Do you? Fuck. What the fuck was I gonna say?
It's like obviously you have a better advantage because your dad is Will Smith.
It's so hard for me to imagine a rapper being able to actually like become popular as like the son of a rich celebrity. Like that's got to be an incredibly hard transition to make because it's got to be like. You know, people just don't. People want to look at you. They want a Pusheisty. They want somebody who seems like they're organic, straight up from the streets. They were selling drugs last week. Now they're rapping, and like that's what the people really want. Like to successfully crowd. Even think about Drake. Drake, even just having been on a TV show, it was very hard to believe that people were going to really embrace him back in the day when he was first coming out. Oh, he's not talking like he's super tough, and he used to be on a TV show.
Who the fuck is this?
That was a big hump for him to get past. That now seems like ancient history.
But you got to think about it too, though. Like on some behind the scenes industry shit, it was probably way easier for someone like a Jaden Smith, who has all like they have decades of connections and shit like that to make shit happen.
But
and, like,
the artistic part of it,
Oh, yeah.
I respect it. Like
Yep.
it's not forced. It's
not.
like, oh, that's somebody's kid, so it's like, whatever.
2008, a Lil Wayne cosign would take a guy like Drake from being like in a questionable status of like, I don't know, is he going to be accepted or not, to he's in. Like, you fuck with Lil Wayne, all right, we fuck with you. We're gonna give you way more. Like, it's the same thing with Eminem, bro. If Eminem had came into the game without Dr. Dre, his whole career arc would have been different. That co-signed him to such a bigger audience. Like, honestly, Eminem and Dr. Dre is like 6ix9ine and the Bloods. 6ix9ine would have had a very different career arc if he had not got co-signed by a bunch of street dudes.
But it's a chain though, because it's like you got Dre that found Eminem, and Eminem found 50, and 50 found Game. It's
and
like
in that moment right then, remember the double XL cover with Dre, M, and 50?
Yeah.
One of the most hardcore, pivotal moments, images in hip hop history. At that moment, it was like them and everybody else is a distant second. They were running hip hop, bro.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
That was the Aftermath era. And then what was really fucking crazy is they had Double XL and Elliot Wilson, who was basically acting as a fucking agent on behalf of Aftermath and Shady and everything to prop up that shit but they were taking over the source. They weren't all in the same business, but they were basically like doing the marketing for Shady Aftermath, you know?
Yeah, every G Unit like ad, like Reebok G Unit collab, the G Unit video games shit. Everything was in the like,
movies.
Yeah,
Every
all
year
that
with
shit.
Double XL, I would like look at the covers like for a couple years there and count what percentage of them were Shady Aftermath G Unit artists, because it was like there was like a year where out of 12 magazine covers, like 7 of them were Eminem, and like 3 of them were 50, and like 7 were their crew total, and like 3 of them were 50.
You know what was the craziest thing about like the whole like G Unit specifically era was that all of their first albums all went #1. They all fucking were actually really good.
They were really
Young Buck, Welcome to Cashville
Underrated
is one of
Shout out to
the
the
most
best albums.
slept on albums of all time.
Welcome to Cashville is fucking fire.
Bro.
Think about it, the Lloyd Banks album was insane.
What was the name?
The
Hunger for
documentary
More.
is still
Hunger
insane.
for More. That shit was
Hunger for
so
More
gas.
was fire.
Tony Yayo, maybe not a classic, but a
want-
solid project.
Fuck with Yayo project.
I
too.
love Yayo.
Thoughts of a predicate felon.
Yes.
Shout out. Wow.
Because he was all
Shorty so seductive, that to know me. Oh man, dude, that was a fucking great time.
Yeah,
I love that. Like we are like we vary in age, but we can all like we were all old enough to really feel that impact of that specific era.
I feel like if it wasn't for that, hip hop would be way smaller on as a whole. Like we all think about hip hop as just being like the dominant cultural force. It's
But
the
it
most
wasn't.
popular form of music. At that time, that was a lot less true. And I feel like the big seismic moments in hip hop bring in people that wouldn't be real hip hop fans. Like even myself, when I was 16, I was a rap fan. I was a fan of a lot of like rock music and punk and shit too, but I was a rap fan, but I wasn't a crazy hardcore rap fan until Jay-Z and Nas. That honestly, like, it made me
Them beefing?
so much more fascinated by what they had going on, and it made me want to know everything about Memphis Bleak. It made me want to know everything about Being a Seagull.
beats was-
Who the fuck is Jungle? I need to know all about Jungle.
Who's
bro.
Jungle? I'm asking.
Nas's
From Nas
cousin.
crew. Yeah.
What? I didn't even know Nas had Queensbridge.
He's on Uchiwali, man.
Yeah.
Damn,
Uchi
I'm
Wally was
asleep.
so hated at that time. Why is that hated? That was a great song.
Uchiwali?
Uchi Wally got
That shit
so
was
much
cracking.
hate. That was in Jay used it against him and shit. That
song was weak or
That
something?
moment, like that was such a great beef that I guarantee that there's like so many people, like all of us remember it like it was fucking yesterday, and there's so many people that probably wouldn't have necessarily became as into rap as they got from that, and even honestly like stuff that's really big, like the whole 6ix9ine thing.
Yeah.
That probably created a shitload of like actual hip hop fans just because that was so big. And then all of a sudden his shit's not popping anymore. Those 6ix9ine fans are going to move on to other artists.
Yeah.
But he was so big that it probably brought a lot of people in.
You know what was my favorite? Jada Kiss and Beanie Siegel.
Oh, yeah, that was
Them
brutal.
motherfuckers was going at it.
That was amazing.
Can I be honest and just touch back on the Jay-Z Nas beef? I just never thought Ether was that good of a.
I always thought the takeover was better.
The takeover was so much better.
You kind of have to accept
It was like Drake,
the
Meek
public's
Mill.
opinion, you know?
It all depends on like what type of hip hop you like. But I was like I've always been a diehard Jay-Z fan, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Blueprint is one of my
The
favorite
thing that
albums.
always
the
got
beat
me-
was way better first.
Nas was lying more. Nas was just making shit up more, and I think Jay's was way more rooted in reality.
Yeah.
And that's why Jay was so offended. And also, yes, I'm eating some weed candy. You guys want one?
No,
I'll take one.
Jay-Z was so offended that he put out Super Ugly.
and that was my shit. Said put condoms on your baby seat.
Yeah.
He had to apologize for it because his mom was offended. Jay-Z's mom was so mad about it that he had to apologize. That was crazy. People try to forget about Super Ugly because it was so vicious.
Yeah.
That shit was cracking.
Yeah, and then they did Black Republicans. Money
Yeah.
I got coming in. Can't turn my back on the hood. Too much love for them.
Bro. Them two legends, man.
Nah, for sure. I don't,
real.
that's really
And Nas is killing it in
Now.
the investments and business aspect of it behind
Let's
the
go.
scenes.
Sweet check after this. Fuck it.
Oh
Bro.
man, I wish
No.
it was open.
You know, I
Is it
heard,
open?
he invested
Doubt it.
into iRing early on.
What's that?
Like the
ring-
iRing,
the
nigga.
ring lights?
No, the iRing. Like when
what's-
you, nigga, you go to somebody's house and they can see you and shit like that.
yeah.
He
Really?
supposedly made a lot of money off of that.
Really?
Yes.
Man, I feel like 50 did it first with Vitamin Water.
was
He did the
thinking that, yeah.
biggest. He did the biggest deal, not rap related. Of
I have to
All time.
listen to his audiobook. I have it, but everybody
Oh.
tells me it's the best.
I want to tap into that too,
I'm gonna
man.
listen
50's
to
audiobook?
Yes, everybody tells me it's the most
What's
inspiring
the book
shit.
called that people geek out about?
Well, I don't have my fucking phone, but I have it. I bought it. It's like $14, but my guys, they told me, they said, man, that's the most inspiring shit they ever heard.
Really?
He breaks down everything he did business wise and like the mindset and shit.
Yeah, 50, honestly, like at that moment in my life when I was a mega 50 fan, when I was like 17 or whatever, when I became a huge fan of him, it was like, I felt like I learned
There
so
it is.
much about like business and what my life was gonna be like through watching 50 Cent's career, like in terms of just strategy and shit. Because I saw him take on so many fucking opponents and just obliterate people and shit. And like, but I also felt like I learned a lot about like what not to do too, because the Jay-Z or the G Unit thing just burned so hot for a while, and then it just kind of fizzled out. Like he really only had like 2 huge albums before like his third album was like very much like a step down, and then it kind of even like a few years removed from that, it was just he wasn't really as relevant as he like his career didn't have the lasting power that Jay-Z did.
It's because you think he put too much spotlight on trying to like shine the whole crew.
I
Like,
think
trying
he
to-
made it too in-house. You know, I think that like he at a certain point was like, "Oh, I'm gonna sign this R&B singer, and I'm gonna have like nobody doing shit for like our projects are gonna be completely in-house. Like we don't have to go fuck with all the other hot artists and stuff." So it ultimately made it so that there was like a whole coalition of other rappers that wanted to see them do bad. I think G Unit ultimately, like if they had been more opening and welcoming, and honestly, like just the way that things
wasn't-
fizzled out so quick with like all these different stars, like with the Game thing, it's like if you're gonna run a label, you have to be able to take an artist like Game and be able to like incubate his talent and not have like him disrespecting you or you feeling disrespected by him end it. Like 50 should have done everything
It was-
possible to keep that relationship, man.
But
see,
he's a street nigga who was a rapper and did shit like it's like okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let
50
you.
wanted a level of loyalty from those dudes
that's
that was
what,
never
that's what
gonna
I was
happen.
saying. And then Game was like, look, me being a fan of these niggas, I ain't want to beef with these niggas. These are
Yeah.
people that I'm a fan of and people that I want to work with. So it's, you know, it's two sides of the spectrum. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, that's like you have a problem with somebody and Housephone is just like doing content with them. You may feel a certain type of way, but Housephone is like, I've been wanting to work with this
Yeah,
motherfucker
I
for
want
a
to be
long
friends
time.
with you, but I don't want to fucking have a problem with everybody on earth that you have a
Yeah,
problem with. And that's
that's a
kind of how
fact.
it was. Like I was watching Buck on Vlad talking about, you know, like I was like, why do I want to have a problem with Fat Joe when I'm seeing Fat Joe and Fat Joe is coming up to me and saying like, hey, I fuck with your music. You're a cool guy. I don't fuck with your boss, but it is what it is. And that's what made 50 like turn against Buck essentially, was that he was being cool with all these dudes.
But then think about if that would have played out another way. If Young Buck was in the club by himself, Fat Joe, Terror Squad see Young Buck by himself, they beat him up, take his G Unit chain, and then post it on the internet. That's
see,
what
but
that's
I
what
don't
would
think-
happen
yeah,
today.
But they wouldn't have, because Buck had a lot of respect from the
Yeah.
overall
Yeah,
rap
yeah, you're
world.
right,
And
you're
it's
right.
like, yes, he wants to be G Unit, but he's not willing to fucking sacrifice every other cool friendship that he could have because of that.
And it's also like how the
I
relationship
mean, these niggas not
is.
down then.
Yeah. It's also like how the relationship is too, because it's like my nigga, I'm not cool with nobody that OT ain't cool with, bro.
But that's because you
beef with
trust
him,
his
I got
judgment.
You got beef with me.
That's because you trust his judgment. If you thought that OT was a crazy ass tweaker that just had beef with all kinds of people for no fucking reason,
Yeah,
ultimately
man,
you would be like, at some point you're gonna have to be like, damn, like, so I can't be cool with YG because you don't like him. Like that doesn't make any sense. But if he has a good reason to not fuck with someone, then okay, I'm gonna ride with you.
And it also depends on the intensity of your friendship and how long. Like you know, it's like if he wasn't even really your homie like that, then you wouldn't.
Oh no. But you know, anybody that's like my brother, like nigga, like even right now, like if somebody got a problem with Adam, cuz like I'm gonna look at you different. Like that's my homie, cuz like you feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't feel the same way at all.
It's some people that if you have a problem with Adam, only you can prevent forest fires. That's all I'm gonna say.
He's such a bear. He's a bear. Yo, but
I can't take on that same narrative because I know a lot of people that are like, you know, we all used to be cool and now they don't like each other and I'm just like in the middle of it. So it's just it's different.
Don't jump in that.
No,
you know, maintain the relationship. But I don't know them niggas, cuz. So
no, that's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah. I'm just thinking like I've never had like the only time is like some nigga in Atlanta was just like, yo, like we fuck with you. But like, tell that nigga Adam stop being a culture vulture when I was in Atlanta or something. And I was like,
you like this.
I mean, I was thinking to myself like, yeah, let me text him right now, like this random guy from Atlanta.
But I wouldn't really expect you to like do anything or like feel any type of way about that because that's just like random internet chatter. Like I could read 1,000 people call me a culture vulture today, and it doesn't even. And sometimes I feel like other people don't really understand that. Like I read so much hate against me that doesn't even. It doesn't even. I don't even think about it. And it's like a lot of people. I'll hear them say like, oh, you know, my girl said the other day, oh, I look at Twitter, I saw a couple negative things that kind of fucked up my mood a little bit. I'm thinking like.
Sometimes
I feel
like
for you.
Sometimes
my brain is I'm a little too tough for that. Like I see a couple people talking shit on Twitter or whatever.
But also like me being on this platform too, it's like, you know, that's why I talk to Adam and I'll talk to Josh and they'll ask me certain things and I'll give them the aspect and shit like that because like for example, like you seen Wack come over here and said, okay, I had a problem with Adam, I don't have a problem with him more because he fucking with you. You fucking with him, I'm fucking with, and that's how shit's supposed to go and how
that's how shit
supposed
smooths
to
out, you know?
Yeah.
And that's like honestly in the long run or in the bigger picture thing, that's why people click up into gangs and shit like that because it's ultimately like, oh, this guy can't do anything to this guy because these two cliques have like a sort of understanding that they're cool. So maybe then the OGs or whatever will actually facilitate some kind of conversation or a fight, whatever. But basically like all the like gangs, the way they're supposed to work is that they facilitate people not getting killed. Now, obviously, it doesn't always work out like that, but that's the idea, you know?
It's politics, and that's what all this shit is, too. It's politics and shit, too. So it's like...
The rap game is politics, for
all this shit is chess, bro. Just, you know,
everything, man. You're right.
Everything in life, though. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to be honest with you, bro. AD pulled me to the side and had a very long talk with me like a couple weeks ago. And it honestly just changed my perception on a lot of shit. And, like, you know, I didn't even think we were about to do that. But, like, that was I'm going to be honest, that was a really good talk. And I was just like... It just changed my perception on a lot of shit. You feel me?
Yeah, bro.
Shout out to AD, man.
AD pulled me aside the other day, showed me this Jimmy Smacks video.
No, I fucking didn't.
I gotta go pee. This has been No Jumper.
We done. Everybody, shout out to everybody at home. Check out NoJumper.com. I told y'all we got mad blogs up. We're gonna be checking the site traffic, all that. Follow Adam22 on TikTok. Follow IITSAD.
Everything. And watch my fucking show tomorrow, man.
He will be on tomorrow. Fire shit coming. Gassy Yassy about to be in the building.
Oh, why you do it like
Dirty
that?
Yuri about to be in the building. He got Dirty Urine.
If y'all want 10 Talks to be on the No Jumper roster, spam Adam, please.
If y'all want a Yuri episode, spam in the chat. Maybe we could bring Yuri on.
Fun fact, Yuri was supposed to be my fucking co-host.